He's fantastic. He's like...
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the meeting. I am calling it to order. We will start the way we normally do with introductions. We'll start to my right with our clerks.
Good evening. I am Christine Smith, clerk to the board. Welcome.
Good evening. I am Marlissa Easton, deputy clerk to the board.
Good evening. My name is Yvette Townsend Ingram, also known as Commissioner YTI, and I represent you on the board at large.
Good evening. I am Commissioner Elaine Powell, representing District 1, Huntersville, Davidson, Cornelius, and North Charlotte. Welcome.
Good evening. I'm George Dunlap, elected by the people of District 3.
Good evening. My name is Lee Altman, County Commissioner serving at large, and I also have the privilege of serving as Vice Chair. Welcome.
Good evening again, and welcome. It's great to see everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Mark Jarrell. I've been elected by the people of District 4, and I have the honor of serving as chair.
Good evening and welcome. My name's Arthur Griffin, and I serve as County Commissioner at large. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. My name is Vilma D. Leak, and I represent the most powerful district in this county, and that's District 2. And District 2 is well represented tonight.
Good evening. I'm Laura Meyer, and I represent District 5.
Hello, everyone. I'm Susan Rodriguez McDowell, and I have the honor of being elected by the people of District 6.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Mike Bryan, Mecklenburg County Manager.
Good evening, Tyrone Wade, County Attorney.
Thank you, everyone. Tonight, our invocation and Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Commissioner Rodriguez McDowell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What I would like to do is ask everyone to just take a moment of being quiet and contemplative, and if you would join me in just closing your eyes. I really want to take this time to focus on our work tonight, and I really want to focus on our community, the people that we serve, remember those who we are here to serve, all of us to take a deep breath, to remember our values that we share and what is important to this community. We're living in a crazy world right now, and I just hope that we can take out some of the crazy tonight and just focus on the people. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. So as we start every meeting, one of the things that this board likes to do is to make sure that we ground ourselves in our mission, our vision, and our board priorities. And our Mecklenburg County mission is to serve Mecklenburg County residents by helping improve their lives and community. Our vision: Mecklenburg County will be a community of pride and choice for people to live, learn, work, and recreate. Our FY 26-27 board budget priorities are as follows: economic development, education, environmental stewardship, health equity and wellness, services for seniors, workforce development, and reducing racial disparities. And the reason why this is so important is we want to make sure that our mission, our vision, and our priorities guide our discussions. With that being said, we're going to move to our arts and culture moment. We're going to receive a presentation on celebrating 10 years of culture blocks, and I'll turn to Commissioner Rodriguez McDowell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is an honor for me to be able to present this right now. This year, the Arts and Science Council's Culture Blocks program turned 10 years old, celebrating a decade of accessible and community-informed arts and cultural programming. All throughout Mecklenburg County, tens of thousands of residents are impacted by this program, which is only made possible through the generous support of Mecklenburg County. Next slide. Culture Blocks connects communities with responsive arts, science, and history experiences close to where residents live. The program engages creative individuals and nonprofit organizations with a primary mission of arts, science, and/or history to present programs in specific geographic areas. Culture Blocks events take place at libraries, recreation centers, parks, and relevant community spaces. Next slide. On August 27th, in the lobby of the recently renovated Carolina Theater, do we not go to the next slide?
There's a video after you read the slide, and the media team is running it.
Oh, sorry.
After you read this slide.
Sorry?
After you read this slide, they'll play the video.
Okay, so you want me to just keep going? All right, we're going to keep going. Just pretend that didn't happen. Okay. All right. On August 27th, in the lobby of the recently renovated Carolina Theater, ASC staff gathered with some of the program providers who have been on this journey since the early years of Culture Blocks. Together and alongside area cultural leaders and some of our most engaged community members, we shared a night to remember. Let's take a look at this brief highlight reel from that evening.
My name is Adam Santaya-Pierce, and I'm the president of the Arts and Science Council. I've been part of the Culture Blocks program for 7 years. Culture Blocks is a community partnership that brings arts and culture activity to residents all across Mecklenburg County by activating libraries, parks, recreation spaces, and community spaces. This has been an incredible party tonight. We've been here with our partners here at the Foundation for the Carolinas, staff members from the Arts and Science Council, former staff members at ASC, our board members, and the dozens of artists and arts workers who have helped support this program from its very beginning.
I'm Claudia Gonzalez Griffin, the Program Director for Cultural Blocks. Today is our 10th anniversary celebration. It is amazing. We are celebrating with important people from both recreation centers and public libraries. We presented the past fiscal year between 2024 and July 2025, 90,000 participants were touched by Cultural Blocks. We are happy and we are continue to do this work for the future.
So my name is Brooklyn Miller. I am the program manager of Culture Blocks. Culture Blocks is actually a program that is free and open to the public. We go into the community, we ask community members what they would like to see regarding art, science, and history. We take that information and give it to artists, creatives, and nonprofits, and then they return the favor and they go back into those communities and give those programs, highlighting the things that those community members have asked for free for them to enjoy. Our whole goal is to make art, science, and history accessible to residents of Mecklenburg County. We just wanted to take the time to really just thank our partners and thank them for the hard work that they've been doing over the past 10 years and how they have impacted the community, how they have really engaged with community members and helped amplify their voices and to encourage them in activities within the arts. It's really exciting to see everyone tonight. I think it's been a huge success to see people who may be old friends, people who are becoming new friends, new connections. It's really awesome to just have that in the space, and I think it's just been a huge success. Thank you all for coming tonight.
We at the Arts and Science Council are thankful to Mecklenburg County for their support of the Culture Blocks program, and we look forward to several more decades of community engagement. Please join me in wishing a happy birthday to the Culture Blocks program. Thank you. That was great. When I previewed this, I didn't know it was a video. I thought it was just a photo, but I'm really grateful that they made a video for that. So kudos to for Arts and Science Council for putting that together.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Mr. Chairman.
All right, there's some items that we need to take up that we took up in closed session. So at this time, the chair will entertain a motion to authorize the county manager to negotiate and execute all documents necessary for the acquisition of tax parcels 055-145-07 and 055-159-03 plus or minus 51.514 acres
41.
from
41.
41.514 acres, thank you, from Marsh Realty Company for a purchase price of $3,940,000 for park and recreation
So
purposes.
moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any unreadiness? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Next, Chair will entertain a motion to authorize the county manager to negotiate and execute all documents necessary for the acquisition of tax parcel 055-162-23 plus or minus .56 acres from Thomas S. Campbell for a purchase price for $59,000 for park and rec purposes.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any unreadiness? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Next, Chair will entertain a motion to authorize the county manager to negotiate and execute all documents necessary for the acquisition of tax parcel 185-071-09 plus or minus .450 acres from Brian K. Capron and spouse Linda Chapman Capron for a purchase price of $90,000 for the purpose of expanding the McMullen Creek Greenway. Is there such a
So
motion?
moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any unreadiness? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. That's unanimous, Madam Clerk. Next on the agenda is public appearance. And just to make sure that everybody's clear, this is, I know there are people that are here for the Excelsior presentation. That will be taken up during the manager's report. This public appearance, these speakers are different. So public appearance is the period during the board's regular meeting that members of the public are provided the opportunity to speak on matters not appearing on the agenda. Members of the public who appear during the public appearance portion of a regular meeting may discuss any matter within the jurisdiction of the Board of County Commissioners except for the following types of matters: a matter which appears on the agenda of that meeting of the board, a matter which concerns the candidacy of any person for public office, including the candidacy of the person appearing before the board, a request that the board considers funding a certain program or activity either from the current budget or by inclusion in a future budget. Such requests would be made at the board's annual budget public hearing. The time limit for speaking is 3 minutes unless there are 4 more speakers who wish to speak concerning the same matter, in which case all persons wishing to speak on the same matter will be considered a group and given a total of 10 minutes. The board reserves the right to alter these rules on a case-by-case basis as necessary for the efficient and effective conduct of business. Members of the board will not engage in dialogue with public appearance speakers. Comments will be received and followed up upon as applicable by county staff and/or members of the board. Handouts and/or tokens shall be given to the clerk for distribution to the board at the conclusion of the meetings. Members of the public can also access and view the meeting on the government channel or online at watch.MeckNC.gov. Tonight, we have 3 speakers. I'll let everyone know there are 2 podiums. I'm going to call all 3. Each of you have 3 minutes. Soteria Townsend, you may come down. Denisha DeGraffenreid, and then we'll have Sam Spencer. But first up is Soteria Townsend. Are you here? Because I see Denisha. All right, so let's go with Denisha, and then Sam, if you'll come down to the other podium, that would be great. And Denisha, you have 3 minutes. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. My name is Denisha DeGraffenreid. I'm happy to be here tonight. Thank you to all of the commissioners, to the chair, and to everybody that is listening at home. For those of you who may not know, I'm here tonight to speak about mental health and just the importance of taking care of your mental health and anything that's substance abuse related, which oftentimes stems from some type of mental health disorder. So I think it was valuable tonight to speak about, to let everybody know that mental health is not always a disorder. Several people struggle from mental health issues. So some of these things occur in our mood, in our behaviors, in what we do, how we treat other people, and just the ultimate lifestyle that we carry. I don't really have to name off different things. Everybody can kind of sit back and see what's going on in the world, see what's going on within your family, see what's going on in your community. And this is gonna take a lot of people getting together to actually do something about it. I think that these issues will continue to occur, but I don't know who all believes in God, but God said if we have the faith of a mustard seed, you know, things can change. So I really have the faith that as a community and as communities around the globe, we can actually get together to make people's lives better. If you know that you're in a mental state, to give somebody a compliment, to look at your neighbor and tell them, hey man, you know, keep going, even if they aren't going through anything, that could motivate somebody. We all have lives, we all have work to go back to, we all have families, we all have children. And sometimes, you know, this could be a burden on a lot of people, handling a lot of stress. So these things could, you know, alter your mind and kind of alter your mood and what you do, but there's places and there's people that are there to help. So if you know that you're struggling, please reach out. If you know that somebody else is struggling, please reach out. I have social media accounts like most of us do, and I sit and I watch people, and it saddens me to know that when somebody is going through something, you know, instead of reaching out for help, people, you know, we repost all of these things and create all of these memes, but we have to understand, and on the other side of these computers and our tablets, like, these are people, you know, just like your children, just like your parents, and, you know, just like you. So please, everybody that is in here, I give you a task to kind of challenge yourself to be mindful and think about some of the things that you say and your actions towards others if you're in that mental space. And also, tonight when you're on your way home, please don't have any road rage. If somebody needs to merge in traffic, just kind of let them merge over. You don't have to beep your horn or run somebody off the road. You know, it's very upsetting, and, you know, I think people are just kind of sick, and we all need some help. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. Sam.
Mr. Chair, Board Commissioners, my name is Sam Spencer, and I am the Associate Director of Funder Partnerships for the North Carolina Local News Lab Fund. And I wanted to come before you today just to talk about the local news and the importance of having strong public, local, community-based news and information systems within a community. You know, at the North Carolina Local News Lab Fund, one of the things that we do is we help grant partners, many of whom you might know in Charlotte, across the community. We help uplift them and help them provide the critical news and information that people across our community need. That can be vital information like Blue Ridge Public Radio provided during Hurricane Helene, when thousands, tens of thousands of people in Western North Carolina did not have access to the internet, to power, to anything else, but they did have one thing: they had a radio signal. And that publicly funded radio station could go and report the news, report from every county, report in Spanish, report in multiple languages, so that people had the vital news that they needed. Is the water potable? Can I drink the water? Do I need to boil the water? When am I going to be able to get power? Where can I get gas? What roads are passable? What roads are going to end up with me in traffic or in a mudslide? You know, it's until we get to an emergency that we don't realize how important our local news and information environment is. And that has become even more important this year as the federal government's rescission cuts have gotten rid of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, creating a large hole in budgets from WFAE here in Charlotte to radio stations across the state, whether that's at WRVS at Elizabeth City State University, which has lost over 70% of its federal funding due to the rescission and due to the budget cuts to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. So, you know, what I want to do with these local news minutes is give an update on how local news and information is affecting our community, ways that we can engage and that you can engage with not just newsmakers, but the people who provide that vital service, that vital information to the community. And, you know, I'll end on this. Without local news and information, we lose a sense of our history. For example, for the many people who are here tonight to talk about how important the Excelsior Club is to our West End community, You know, if we didn't have local news sources, newspapers, clips from the Charlotte Post from that time, we wouldn't know how an important institution, how a bastion of our community, how so many artists and musicians and people and civic leaders frequented the Excelsior Club and were able to be here. We wouldn't have any of that historiography. And if we lose that history, we're never going to get it back. So I hope you all join me in thinking about your local news sources and supporting the local news.
Thank you. Is Cyteria Townsend here? All right, I don't believe Ms. Townsend is here, so we'll move on with the agenda. We're going to move to appointments now. This is the Human Resources Advisory Committee. At this time, appointments are needed on the Human Resource Advisory Committee to fill four terms. The HRAC recommends George Metz, Nahemi Owen, William Rothenbach, and Shane Wilson.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. That's unanimous, Madam Clerk. At this time, we will move to public hearings. Motion is needed to acknowledge receipt of certification that a notice of the public hearing was mailed by first-class mail to all property owners in the Caps Hollow, Cardinal Woods, and Cardinal Woods Estate, Hearthstone, McGinnis Village, Mountain Point Estates, Royal Oaks, and Spicewood subdivisions, and open public hearing on street lighting preliminary assessment rolls for Mecklenburg County's participation in the street lighting assessment project for the Caps Hollow, Cardinal Woods Estates, Hearthstone, McGinnis Village, Mountain Point Estates, Royal Oaks, and Spicewood subdivisions. Madam Clerk, any speakers?
No, sir.
Do we have to make a motion? Do we have to?
Well,
So
yeah.
moved to open.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, seeing that there are no speakers, a motion is needed to close the public hearing and adopt final assessment resolution for Caps Hollow, Cardinal Woods, Cardinal Woods Estates, Hearthstone, McGinnis Village, Mountain Point Estates, Royal Oaks, and Spicewood subdivisions.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, no opposed. That's unanimous, Madam Clerk. We're going to move to advisory committee reports. Tonight, we have a report from Park and Recreation Commission. It's going to be their annual report. We call on Kip for this. Thank you. And team, excuse me. Is it just a no? Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Rowdy crew. Good evening. My name's Kip Kaiser. I'm the chairman of the Park and Rec Commission. Thank you for the opportunity to present the PRC annual report. First thing I'd like to say, because I was worried we might not have enough time to be at the end, as usual, is Park and Rec staff is very competent. Mecklenburg County is fortunate to have them. They oversee a significant park department. Soon it will be 7th or 8th largest in the nation. 157 new residents, we heard that today at another program, and I've heard it before, moving here each day. That's a lot of folks coming to town. Tonight we're going to give you our advice. Our first thing up is fix what's broken first is our #1 priority. That means the repair and replace before we fund a new project. We would like you to revisit the decrease in the $20 million from the land acquisition budget. They're not making any more land, but we can always defer a project. We want you to renew the emphasis on parks and facilities in the priority community. That may have gotten lost a little bit. We are suggesting smaller equity-type projects. Y'all had those equity-type projects once before we had the CIP, and we'd like you to reinstitute some of that to take care of our priority communities. We have some ideas about budget adjustment, given our financial limitations. That idea came from Lee Altman. She asked us to do that one time, and we did it. We're doing it again. The staff has completed a facility study as there was a lack of priority for recreation centers and swimming pools in the 5-year-old master plan playbook. We again provide you with a wish list that we've gotten. We gave it to you last year, but we are out in the field and we hear what people want, and we gave you that list. It's all big ticket items, but that's what we hear. There's a serious shortage of athletic fields for children's sports teams. The middle school project can help. And we take safety and security seriously and continue to tell you that. I'd like to introduce Bill Collier for his portion.
Well, good evening. And for multiple years, the Park and Recreation Commissioners have determined and stated over and over and over again, fix what's broken. Do not do those necessary needed repairs and replacements. And again, this is what we consider to be an absolute #1 priority. And yes, we also understand budgets. Yes, fix what is broken. And this includes replacing items that have outlived their useful life. Playground equipment, shelters, pavilions, restrooms, natural and synthetic turf, and the list goes on. Past and current maintenance has been flat out underfunded. All types of maintenance, including routine and deferred, are not funded to adequate levels. And honestly, this is unacceptable. We're not protecting and safeguarding all of our assets and investments. And our staff agrees internally. As our #1 recommendation, again, #1 recommendation, the PRC urges increasing the funding for annual reinvestment, deferred maintenance. I just flat out call it maintenance, from $4 million to $10 million. Last year, the budget was ultimately determined to be $7 million. Why should we have a 40% plus or minus decrease? We should have a $3 million increase. We need to see that bump to $10 million. And for future and proper planning, we should include increasing this amount by at least 5% annually as we grow. The PRC staff agrees with the fact that they just can't keep up with all the maintenance and the fact that we'll keep growing and growing and growing, just as you heard just a few minutes ago. And again, it's this maintenance which is the important factor in maintaining all of our properties in a like-new fashion. And again, as needed, the PRC recommends that the realignment, if needed, should come by deferring CIP projects if necessary. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ann Harrison, our Vice Chair.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Ann Harrison, like Bill said, Vice Chair of the PRC, and land is our #2 priority. Stormwater management, water quality, higher property values, and lower health care costs. These are just a few of the ways our parks have contributed to our continued environmental and economic successes. The PRC disagrees with the $20 million reduction for land funding. Inflation, the higher cost of properties, and the continuous stream of people moving to this area have put an enormous amount of pressure on our land assets. Just like was said previously, people are streaming to this area. $50 million just does not buy what it used to buy. The PRC recommends the reinstatement of $50 million for land purchases by an offset of $20 million from CIP projects. Third-party brokers can and should be seriously considered. We must be able to effectively and efficiently compete for these land purchases. And finally, Mecklenburg County's quality of life and natural resources, both of which have been enhanced and protected by our parks, have been a catalyst for our continued success. The PRC requests that you revisit this $20 million reduction for land funding. And thank you for your time. I'd like to introduce Brad Henderson.
Good evening, Brad Chambers. My portion is balance in project funding, and the PRC is recommending a renewed emphasis on parks and recreation projects and parks in priority communities. The goal is to bring every park in the Mecklenburg Park and Rec system up to at least a good and preferably an excellent condition across the board. Some short history to bring us all up to date. In fiscal year 21 and 22, Board of County Commissioners authorized $2 million in 21, $5 million in 22 for what was called equity funding for projects in priority communities. The end result of that was 11 parks were improved, expanded, and are jewels now in the system. But as you can imagine, since the funding stopped in 22, the need did not. So over that period of time, more and more parks have had more and more issues and need more and more attention. All of these are in priority communities. The current rolling CIP process has created a system of reconfiguring and rebuilding some parks and priority communities. Now, these are larger CIP projects. Each requires substantially more funding than the original equity funding of $2 million and $5 million back a few years ago. Also, they're 5 years out in the CIP plan, plus they will take another 2 to 3 years to actually build and complete. So we're talking 7 to 8 years before they can actually be used. These CIP projects are important, but there are immediate needs in these priority communities, and most of these are not on a CIP list. The Park and Rec Commission is recommending the following: a separate funding account for smaller projects like those that were funded in fiscal year 21 and 22. These were defining as expanded reinvestment projects. They would be defined as costing $1 million or less, and in a lot of cases, $500,000 or less, would take less than 2 years to complete, hopefully a year or less to complete, which means they could be completed in the same fiscal year as they would be started. And in order for this to be successful, the necessary planning and project management staff would be rolled into the cost of the project, so that it would not be an impact to current staff and current administration. And this would help get these projects fast-tracked and completed. We're recommending $5 million per year, the same amount as was allocated in fiscal year 22, so that each year moving forward, it could be something that could be counted on and projects could be completed. Under this scenario, between 5 and 20 expanded reinvestment projects could be completed annually, which means that in a 3 to 4 year period, almost every park in a priority community would have attention, would be updated and upgraded. We recommend reallocating $5 million from the rolling CIP projects to this new and needed funding account, because every citizen in Mecklenburg County deserves a great park. Next slide, thank you. We've talked, the three of us so far have talked about different budget recommendations, so I just wanted to summarize those at this point. First one, increase by $6 million a year the annual reinvestment, which is the deferred maintenance, from $4 million to $10 million annually. Secondly, is what I just spoke on, which is the $5 million per year annual expanded reinvestment projects in priority communities. And the third is to increase from $30 million to $50 million land acquisition, because, as we all know, they ain't making any more land, and they're sure not making any more of it in Mecklenburg County, and they're sure not making it any cheaper. Thanks for your attention to this long, but I think necessary part of the presentation. And now I'd like to turn it over to Starla Tanner.
Thank you. Good evening, Chairman Jarrell, Commissioners, County Manager. As we start to wrap up our presentation tonight, I am pleased to just cover 2 slides. One is, as we make these recommendations to you tonight, we've observed that the current master plan playbook has a lack of priority centers and swimming pools. And oversight, for sure, but that is lacking in the current master plan playbook. And again, as we make these recommendations, it's important to note that we're looking at the current facilities. Staff has done a great job launching a facility study that is going to look at the condition of our existing facilities and identifying gaps in those facilities within all of our communities. I'm pleased to actually represent the northern towns as a member of the PRC. We know that most of our community recreation centers were built prior to the 1993 merger with the city of Charlotte, and so many of these facilities are aging and in need of replacement. So stay tuned for additional details on that facility study. And again, a shout out to our staff for launching that study and the preliminary observations. Next slide. And so last, as our chair mentioned, you've seen this slide before. I like to talk about a magic wand, or in this case, this is the wish list that you saw last year that is composed of input from Mecklenburg County residents, especially our towns. As you'll see here, the wish list includes, as we've mentioned before, bringing all of our existing parks up to good or excellent condition, additional community centers, additional regional recreation centers, more than the 2 that were originally proposed, the completion of our greenway and trails, additional parks, and you'll see the list here. And so the last bullet, of course, covers additional land acquisition per year of $50 million. So again, this is not a new list. It's the list that we've compiled working with our stakeholders across the county. And so we'll end with our final commissioner. I'll turn it over to Cowden Rayburn.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to start with a project we're really excited about, partnering with CMS to activate some of our middle school athletic fields. It's a great way to address one of the main concerns we hear from our constituents, from our folks in our meetings, is they don't have enough athletic fields for youth sports. This would allow us to get these middle school fields that are often underused after school hours within the Park and Rec fold, in exchange for Park and Rec committing to some upgrades of those fields. There is a joint use agreement that is under negotiation right now, which would bring a lot of these online and really go a very long way to addressing this constant need. We're always hearing about we need more soccer fields, more baseball fields, more lacrosse, you name it. We keep hearing it. We have our partner organizations cutting funding, cutting practice times, cutting registrations in order to stick to what they have. And we're really hopeful that once we get this agreement with CMS finalized, we'll be able to address those needs. Moreover, this is a great way for us to track middle school fields in underserved communities and priority areas and gap areas to go in and give those folks parks, programming, where otherwise we would have to spend money to actually acquire land and go in and do that. So the dollars we're talking about committing here to activate a middle school field, to repair the track, to reline the field, maybe do some grading, are just a tiny, tiny amount compared to what it would cost to go and buy new parcels in these areas. So again, this is something we're really excited about. We can't wait for that agreement to get finalized and get cracking on this. It's a really big priority for us is bringing these online. Next up is safety and security. So as y'all have heard from us before, safety and security is an incredible top priority for us. It is not the Park and Rec department's job to go out and police all the parks. That's not their job. There is a perception that we feel is unfair out there that our parks are sometimes not safe places. We disagree strongly. We think that when park rangers are there, when contracted security is there, when cameras are there, and when people are there, programming is there, it helps create the sense of safety that we're looking for. These are all tools in a broad toolkit which our Park and Rec department deploys as they see fit. We would like to see them given more funding in this area to go out and combat that perception, which again, we think is unfair. We think upping the budget to hire more park rangers, to put more cameras out there, we know these are effective solutions. The single most effective solution we have is programming these parks, getting people in these parks to host neighborhood events. If you have folks out there with their kids or out there having, cooking a meal or having a birthday party, those are the type of things that deter the activity we're looking to deter. So again, this remains a top priority for us across every single Park and Rec facility, whether it's a greenway, an athletic field, a park, or a community center. Everyone deserves a great park. That's the bottom line here. That's what we're driving after. We really appreciate your time and attention this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. So at this time, I know that there's going...
Oh, and sorry, our other members of our Park and Rec Commission are here. I'd ask them to stand and thank them for being here this evening and for all their hard work.
Thank you all for the report. I know commissioners have questions and comments. Madam Clerk, we're going to set the timer at 3 minutes. And I'm going to start with the Chair of Environmental Stewardship and Commissioner Powell.
Thank you. You have a special place in my heart. Thank you for all the recommendations and all the work you do. I really hope the audience and people that are listening know how much work that is. And I am really happy to have a representative that's really representing the northern towns so well. For so long, we haven't had a commissioner who would go to the town meetings in addition to the commission meetings. And that's really important. So thank you, Starla Tanner, for that. And just thank all of you. And Kip, sometimes you can be real strong in what you're saying, but I love your passion for the community, and just thanks to all of you. Everything that you wrote here, I know is based on what is the best for public good. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I'm going to go with Commissioner Rodriguez-McDowell, then Commissioner Leek.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I got the message that you guys want to increase maintenance. And that is going to be a big takeaway, because I've come to y'all's meetings and I know that, this is something you guys have been talking about for quite a while. And so I think you did a good job of drilling it home tonight. And I also want to echo the thanks to you guys for what you do. And I really liked how you guys presented and how each one of you got to share some points. And I thought that was a really great way of doing it. So thank you for what you guys do. I got the message. I hope we all got the message. And I really support your recommendations. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Leek.
Let me first say thank you for your presentation tonight that I've heard before, and support you 100%, because I'm worried about the parks being available for senior citizens, not just basketball courts, sitting areas, playing checkers, even playing tennis. So we've got to do a better job of meeting the needs of those of us who've reached a ripe old age of whatever it might be, but we're still here. I hope that we look at the percentage of people that uses the park with their families versus those who do what? On trailways. It worries me when it comes before us repeatedly supporting trailways. Does not involve the family. It only involves 1 or 2 people at a time. And I've always supported Park and Rec. I've never not voted for it. So I'm asking this board to make sure that we bring up to standards parks in District 2, because we need it worse than anybody else. And I'm saying to you tonight, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of begging. So I'm asking this board to do the right thing. Please listen to me. I'm asking this board to do the right thing and to vote right for the right people. Am I right, District 2? All we're asking you is to share with us what you've shared with other people. That's all I'm saying, so that we can be as young as you think you are. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Lee. Commissioner Griffin.
First of all, thank you for your presentation. I don't have to be in front of you every day or at every meeting to understand what equity means.
That's right.
Equity is in my DNA in terms of trying to fix those parks that need to be fixed. The last presenter talked about people utilizing the parks more. I think if the parks were placed in first place condition, you'll see more people utilizing those small parks, neighborhood parks, et cetera. So equity is in my blood to the extent that we can. That'll be one of my priorities. But as I said to you, for each year you have stood at that podium, the big ticket item is also important to me. It's called regional recreation centers. I had a coffee up in Huntersville several weeks ago, and several of the folk in the northern part of the county talked about that northern regional recreation center. I'm familiar with the Eastway Regional Recreation Center. It's an investment. It's an expensive investment, but the reward is tenfold for those folk who have access to them. So equity certainly is something that I'll continue to focus on, but I will tell you one of my personal priorities is the Regional Recreation Center. It is a phenomenal investment for people to have quality recreational facilities like those other regional facilities we have here in Mecklenburg County. So Skip and team, I've heard you loud and clear. You didn't have to say the same speech you said last year, but I really appreciate your passion because equity is clearly important, and the Regional Recreation Center, and particularly trying to fill where your gaps are in Mecklenburg County is also critical. So thank you for your presentation, and stay tuned.
Thank you. Commissioner Meyer, then Commissioner Townsend Ingram.
Thank you so much. First of all, whoever's doing the lights, I really like them dimmer. That was so much easier to see y'all.
Yeah.
Question, first of all, thank you for what you do. You guys, you're volunteers and you work so hard, and it is much appreciated. And to my colleagues, I really recommend you go to a meeting or two because you learn a lot. And so Kip, keep up the pressure because that does help. Because we'll attend. We really do learn a lot. My question is about the middle school fields. Where are we on that? Can you repeat? Are we hitting any roadblocks? Or
We're in the
that.
final stages, I believe, of the negotiation of the agreement that will govern those, and it's set up to have a couple initial sites, and then it has an amendment provision whereby we can tack on additional fields in the ordinary course. So we're told it's in the final stages. It's been an ongoing process for a year or two.
Right. I knew it was taking a long time. I just wanted to know if there were any more barriers. Okay, that's great, and thank you guys, everything you do. I also completely, I hear you. I think we all hear you, and you know you've got big champions on this board for green space, so thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Townsend Ingram.
Thanks, everyone. It's great to see you. I have attended a lot of the meetings, and thank you, Kip, for your invitation, even though I'm not on that committee. Thank you for the invitation. And I've got several questions, but from the meetings and going there, am I understanding that basically what we're doing is conflating terms about maintenance, where the money for maintenance comes for parks, and the rolling CIP? Am I understanding that correctly? Because what I would love to see is, like, and I'm sure you have this, but I would like to see the foundation of what is the basic requirements for our parks to have equity across the board. Particularly, I talked to you about Enderley Park. So what is the baseline? And then give us a list of those parks that are not meeting that standard. then we can determine where those funds need to come from, whether, there needs to be a fund set aside, has it been conflated into another line item? What are we talking about?
You were at a meeting that we discussed all this, I think. And one of the things that we would like to know is what all needs to be done. And that would come under the reinvestment category, or also known as deferred maintenance or just plain maintenance. But those are items that we're asking for a total of $10 million. You guys typically, or the staff has typically given us $4 million a year. I think year before last, at the straw vote, y'all were able to add $3 more million to that, and then it dropped back during our financial problem to $4 million again. That's not enough.
But is there a list somewhere? Is there a list of that 44?
There is. You're going to have to request that through the Park and Rec staff. They have such a list.
Okay.
So I know y'all asked for it at that meeting, but we hadn't got the new list yet, and I'm sure they have it and would be more than happy to give it to you.
Yeah, because I think that maybe we can clear some confusion, because just like Commissioner Griffin, I was at that coffee too, and I cannot express how deeply people in District 1 in that northern area in Huntersville appreciated, both young and old, that regional recreation center. So we know that there's a need. We know that, that's something that we need to have in order to have equity. But I also hear you with regard to safety and maintenance of things that need to absolutely get done. But I think if we have a list to say, we've been waiting on this, because it also plays into safety, right? Lighting, just the basic necessities that are needed for equity. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Dunlap.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess I could easily go along with what everybody else said, but it's not always easy for me to go along. I want to ask a question first before I make my comments. Your proposal was that you take $20 million from the CIP to fund the things that you mentioned, right?
That's correct.
That's correct. So this is the problem I have with that idea. First of all, I want to make it clear. I support equity. I support repairing what's broken. But you say you want equity first, which we all agree to, and then you want to take $20 million from CIP, but you also say, I want additional recreation centers, additional regional recreation centers, new county swimming pools, indoor running track, land acquisition, graded coal replacement. That's what CIP does. So you can't have it both ways. And so I'm just suggesting that you have some additional conversation and make it clear what the plan is. Because you can't take the money from CIP and then propose to build all of these new things, which is paid for out of CIP. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I'd like to make one comment that we provided you a wish list from the residents. That's kind of everything the kitchen sink. What we're trying to tell you is that if we have a choice between keeping our parks and recs and greenways up to snuff, that we would rather take that money from current CIP projects, and we gave you a list of basically $70 million, which is a year, which is what we've been given, and we accept that as a budget number with our financial situation, and we said we'd take roughly $31 million out of that 70 to take care of these special things that are our priorities. It had nothing to do with the big long-run wish list, which could total $2 or $3 billion possibly.
Well, in the position that we sit in, sometimes we have to tell the public the truth. You can't get everything you want. And that is when we talk about recreation, aside from all the other things, it looks good. But let's add into that healthcare, let's add into that mental health issues, and some of the other issues that we have that the county is responsible for. So I appreciate your presentation and what you're asking for, but I like to just tell people the truth.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Altman.
Thank you. You know, a comment was made that it's unacceptable how we're funding park and recreation. And sometimes when there's a disconnect between what you hear from the community and what the elected officials are doing, it's because the elected officials don't care or don't agree. This is a board that strongly supports park and recreation. And, you know, and anyone feel free to fact check me if I get it wrong, but this board, before these people seated here, basically, they were spending about $6 million a year for land acquisition, year over year, $6 million. And then in 2018, they started upping the numbers, and it jumped to 10 million. And then more of us got on the board, and it catapulted to $50 million a year from 6. And we spent $50 million a year in fiscal year 23, 24, and 25. And I will speak for myself and say I would love to spend $100 million, but we cannot, because we aren't only here, we don't only have responsibilities, as Commissioner Dunlap was saying, to park and recreation. I am concerned about affordable housing. I am concerned about sending more money to CMS and the library and CPCC and MEC Pre-K. And I'm very concerned about mental health and us getting more resources urgently to meet urgent mental health. I'm really concerned about homelessness. So I would recommend that anyone who wants to say that what we're doing is unacceptable, which is a powerful word, when I can tell you we're all deeply committed, please go to the county's website and go to our budget calculator and find in the budget where you feel comfortable taking an extra 10 million, 100 million, what have you, from some of these other priorities to put to this. It is not a lack of commitment or believing it's important. I love our community park and rec resources. I love our greenways. That wish list is beautiful to me. But that's the conundrum that we have. And I don't know if I have any time left, but I would love for the Deputy County Manager to speak to our equity investments around Park and Rec if you feel comfortable. If not, no worries. But I would love for the community to understand the work that we continue to do in that arena. Thank you.
Good evening, Leslie Johnson, Deputy County Manager. I may have to call a lifeline, but nonetheless, I will do my best to try to respond to you, right? When we first made, so for full transparency, as part of the budget process, what occurs is there's the general operating dollars and then there's capital investment dollars. With regards to the capital investment dollars, they are segregated from different lanes. One is the big CIP projects that you're accustomed to, which also includes land acquisition. There's also monies that get set aside for all of the other facilities that we have that are beyond Park and Rec that need maintenance. It could be HVAC, it could be roof repairs and the like. And then there's other sets of money in the Park and Rec space that you're familiar with that used to be deferred maintenance. When deferred maintenance, what happened is during the recession, when we had to make budget cuts, we were not able to make the investments in our assets the way that we wanted to, so we got this huge backlog. And so there was budget allocations after we came out and we were able to regain ourselves financially where there was more money put aside to deferred maintenance. They were able to work that backlog list. After they used that backlog list, they stopped referencing it from deferred maintenance and started calling it routine maintenance. And the routine maintenance includes replacing playgrounds, updating asphalt, doing minor repairs to the existing Park and Rec assets. I'm sharing with you that as context, but the other piece that I think is equally important as it relates to the equity part that you're referencing is that I shared with you that there's budget allocations that are made for the general asset facilities that we have. In 1 year, what occurred was that when the asset facility management team presented their list, we had room for a little bit more money. However, they said there ain't no way in the world they could execute all of those within the timeline. So there was some extra money. That extra money got allocated to Park and Rec. What we did is, because there were already projects in the queue for the CIP, the Park and Rec director, myself, and a few others started saying, okay, let's cross-reference those parks that we know are, when we did the master plan assessment, that are like, because there were some that were rated A and B, and there were some that were D and F. Those that are like a D and F are ones that require substantial investment. So we said, are there some that's like a C or D that just need a gentle nudge that we can work on and identify those? So we went through and identified those and set project budgets for each one of those. That became the equity investments. And there were several projects that were implemented doing that. Then layered on top of that, what also occurred was that there was the American Rescue Plan Act dollars, and they had eligibility criteria that you could be based on different census tracts. And so we layered on top of what we had already started to use as investments, and then coupled them with the ARPA geographic boundaries where we could add more money. And so those became what loosely has become equity investments. The plan was to, after that, not that equity isn't important, but allow the CIP and the prioritization of what gets in the queue, because what remains now are larger size projects that need larger investments to ensure that they get elevated in the CIP. So we had a subset of projects that were equity investments because they were smaller price tag projects that we could do a little bit to give them a little bit more life, adding a new playground, doing a few other things over and beyond a complete refresh. And those that were complete refreshes, they had a substantial dollar amount associated with them, and they went in the general CIP. And the plan by the team to date is to have been slowly, while there are interest in the public to have new amenities, to slowly work those ones that were originally rated D and F and bring them up so they would be rated A and B like the remainder of the other assets in the park system.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
All right, before I speak, I'm going to defer 60 seconds of my time to Commissioner Leek, who had a follow-up comment. Madam Clerk, 60 seconds.
Thank you. I hope I can do it in 60 seconds. When we talk about equity and we talk about parks and recs, many of us have never had equity, has never been a part of the plan. So all I'm saying to us that those of us who don't want to take medicine, we'll get out and walk. Those of us who don't need to see the doctor, we use the Park and Rec to give us exercise. So it's a twofold process, maybe medicine on one hand, Park and Rec on another. So all I'm saying to this board, let's do the right thing for the right people at the right time. And thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, for yielding 60.5 seconds for Vilma Lee.
Absolutely. Thank you. Let me just start off by saying a couple of things. One, I really appreciate the report. I think in the 7 years that I've been sitting on this board, that was the most concise report that I think that we've received. It outlined exactly what we needed to hear, and it wasn't 30 pages of items that we know that we just can't get to. So thank you for that, Kip. I want to thank you for your leadership. You have been a staunch advocate, particularly as it relates to equity, because that's something that's certainly important to this board, is a priority for this board. The other thing is your alignment with the board's priorities. We have a priority, and I started the meeting by level setting, that we want to make sure our conversations are grounded and guided by those priorities. So when you think about environmental stewardship, health, equity, and wellness, Commissioner Leek mentioned our seniors. Those are three of our priorities. And the other one that you all have hit on, which is our most important one, is that's reducing racial disparities. It's extremely important to this board. Commissioner Dunlap hit on something that we don't like to talk about, but it's the reality that we're faced with. And just to make sure that everybody in this room understands and I just want to dial in on it a little bit more. This board, back during our retreat, I asked a question to our budget director, Adrian Cox, about unfunded mandates that this board is responsible for FY26. He sent a response back with respect to unfunded mandates that this board takes care of. Unfunded mandates is money that Raleigh is supposed to take care of. When I tell you this number, I hope you're shocked. What this board has to cover that Raleigh's not covering is $484 million in 1 year.
Every year.
Okay, I'm going to say it one more time. This is every year, year over year. $484 million of unfunded mandates that Raleigh is responsible for. So when we talk about our need, what we're not doing, or sometimes it's a matter of what we can't do, but could you imagine if we voted and we were able to get people that would fund the way our community deserves to be funded? Could you imagine what would happen, what we could really do with an extra $480 million in 1 year? So I just want everyone as we hear all of these conversations in the community about need, you know, this board is not lacking the will to fund. We just know we can't tax you to death. We can't do it because it falls on the ones that can least afford it. It hurts the people that we say we don't want to hurt. And so we're always, you know, we've got bubble gum and shoestring, and we're trying to do the best we can on your behalf. But sometimes you don't know the numbers. But I want you, if you don't remember anything else leaving here tonight, I want you to remember the number $448 million, your money. So we would love to do everything that Kip and team are asking, and more. We want the regional recreation centers. But we do know that education is a priority in this community. We know that mental health is a priority in this community. It's not a want, it's a need, right? Or it's a both and. So as we continue to wrestle and grapple and tackle with these serious issues, one, I ask for grace. I ask for us to be educated around what you say the electeds are or not doing, and think about $484 million. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, at this time, we'll move forward on with our agenda. We're going to move to the manager's report. I'll turn it over to Manager Michael Bryant.
Good evening. Thank you, Chairman Jarrell. There are 3 items under my manager's report this evening. For the first item, I'm going to ask that you recognize Dr. Leslie Johnson to come forward to tee up the first presentation, including introducing our presenters for the Excelsior Club. And that presentation will be concluded with an ask for the board to take action. Dr. Johnson.
Good evening again, and thank you. That's Commissioner Jarrell, as well as Vice Chair Altman, other BOC members, County Manager Bryant, colleagues, those in the audience, and those who are watching us this evening. As County Manager Bryant has noted, I will give a little bit of contextual overview before we go into the presentation. I'll introduce the presenters. We'll have a presentation, as well as we will have the opportunity for questions and answers. In July 1944, James Jimmy Robert McKee purchased a home at 921 Beatty's Ford Road, located in the Washington Heights neighborhood of Charlotte, North Carolina. The home was built in the 1910, was a 2-story residence with 7 bedrooms. The renovated home opened as the Excelsior Club in September 1944. The vision was to create a space for African Americans to safely gather and fellowship during a time when racial segregation was deeply entrenched in the South. The club went through several transformations over the year, with the most significant being a substantial remodel and expansion in 1952 that it included the Excelsior's distinctive Art Modern, or some know it as Art Deco, design and Ziggurat style exterior. The physical building was not only that changed over the years, but beginning as an elite social club, the Charlotte African Americans middle classes, the establishment evolved into a hub for entertainment, local politics, and philanthropy. It was considered the premier place for African Americans in the Southeast. The Excelsior Club was perhaps best known for the caliber of talents that graced the stage from the 1940s through the 60s, to include Nat King Cole, Louis Armstrong, James Brown, and Sam Cooke. On Sunday nights during the 1950s, bands broadcasted from the live from the Excelsior on WGIV, Charlotte's first Black radio station. The Excelsior was also prominently featured in the Negro Motorist Green Book, a 20th century travel guide listing businesses that did not discriminate against Black patrons. For those of you who do not know what the Green Book looks like, this is it. The Excelsior Club is listed in here during this period. On March 17, 1986, the Excelsior Club was designated as a historic property for its special significance in terms of history, architecture, and cultural importance. The property closed in 2016 and has remained vacant since that time. Kennedy Properties Development and Crossland Southeast intend to purchase the Excelsior property. This public-private partnership will replace or replicate, I should state, the historic facade and reimagine the site as a multi-use cultural and community venue. Both the county's Economic Development Committee and the city's Job and Economic Development Committee have endorsed this project and recommend advancing this for approval to their respective bodies. With the approval by the board, the county's participation will be funded from interest returns earned on unspent ARPA funds. I now invite Sean Kennedy to present this public-private partnership along with Tim Sinema, and we will follow with any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. Thank you for taking the time to hear what we have to say. I'm not a big public speaker. I'm a man of action, and that's what I base my life on, trying to do things to help my community. So first, I'm going to introduce who we are. My name is Sean Kennedy. I'm a developer by trade, but I'm a career entrepreneur. Over the last 10 years, I've found things and projects that I felt that the community needed. The first project I started was Impact Camp, which is hosted at John C. Smith. It's an absolutely free camp, and it was said it would be impossible. This past summer, we hosted over 300 young men. We had over 800 families apply for the camp, and it was absolutely free, pushing our 4 E's: entrepreneurship, enlistment, enrollment, employment. For the first 8 years of this camp, me and my partners pretty much funded it totally by ourselves. We were told we were crazy and we couldn't do that for so many families, but we've done it, and we crossed that off our list. And as we grow, hopefully next summer we will actually allow 400, 500, 800 young men to attend that camp. From then, I moved into affordable housing. 5 years ago, I started Prosperity Alliance. And I'm happy to say by the end of 2026, first quarter 2027, will probably build about 400 attainable for-sale homes throughout the Carolinas. 39 here in Hidden Valley, 183 on Betty's Ford Road in partnership with Park CDC, Winston-Salem, and Greensboro, North Carolina. So why are we here today? Why are all these beautiful people behind me clapping? First of all, if you're here for the Excelsior, please stand up. Let them see you, that you are here to support the Excelsior. So the Excelsior, I know a lot of people on this board have Excelsior fatigue. 10 years ago, for the last 10 years, everybody said, we're gonna re-envision Excelsior, we're gonna redevelop the Excelsior, and nothing's happened. But let me tell you why nothing has happened with the Excelsior in the last 10 years. In 2015, the late, great attorney James Ferguson came to me and said, Sean, you should buy the Excelsior. You should be the next generation to carry that torch forward. And you should make these repairs to the Excelsior. We sat down, we crunched the numbers, and we met with the current owner at the time, and we weren't able to make a deal happen. It wasn't my time for the Excelsior. And for 10 years, so many people have tried to bring the Excelsior back and bring that cultural icon, that institution, back to the people of Mecklenburg County, and it hasn't happened. And the reason it hasn't happened is the Excelsior has been waiting for us to come. The community knocked on my door and said, Sean, you need to get back involved with Excelsior. We need it. So I listened. I went to a grocery store and somebody came up to me, spoke to me about the Excelsior. I went to another meeting, somebody asked me about the Excelsior. So I said, all right, I'll take a look at it. I contacted the current owner, spoke to him, and then I said, you know, this might be something I could do, but this is gonna be a very hard project, and I need somebody just as foolish as I am to come in and help me with this project. So I reached out to this gentleman standing on my left, Tim Cinema, the managing partner of Carlson Southeast, who has a lot of experience, maybe the most experience in this county in public-private partnership. And this man has a heart of gold. And he said, you know what, Sean? I will take on this impossible mission with you. As long as you take all the darts politically, I'll do it. So I'm gonna let Tim step forward and give us some background on who he is and what he's done.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, County Manager, my name is Tim Sidema. As Sean said, I'm the managing partner at Crosland Southeast. It's an honor to be here tonight. It's an honor to be standing next to my friend here. We've had quite a journey over these last number of months, and we're not there yet. It's too early to spike the ball, but we've made a lot of progress. This is an amazing, amazing project. It's kind of interesting that I'm talking to you guys tonight. One of the last big public-private partnership I worked on was Eastland, and we're having a groundbreaking for your county park on Thursday of this week. That was many, many years in the making, and I'm really excited about that, working with county staff on that and the commissioners as well. But I'm going to turn it back to Sean to continue with the presentation, but thank you for the opportunity again tonight.
As Dr. Johnson hit on it, the Excelsior was started in 1944 by Jimmy McKee. Jimmy McKee was a brilliant man. I mean, 100 years later, we're still saying his name. But Jimmy McKee made one mistake, one thing that I'm trying to correct. And that one mistake he made was putting the name club after the name the Excelsior. The Excelsior is not a club. The Excelsior is so much more. Like when people say the county should invest in a nightclub, all these people wouldn't be here for a nightclub. There's thousands of nightclubs in this city. There's been tens of thousands of nightclubs in the city since 1944. It is so much more than that. It is a cultural institution. It is a place of history. It is a place where we could go and gather and exchange ideals and values in a safe place. And we need that back. We need somewhere where we can come back to Bettisford Road and share our traditions. We need somewhere to teach these young kids about the great people that came before them, because they don't have it. They don't know it. I mean, I'm around kids every day on Bettisford Road, and they have no idea what the Excelsior was, who Jimmy McKee was, who Ken Kuntz, who's standing in this room, was, who Phil Cunningham was, who James Ferguson was. We need to teach these young men who these great people that came before them was, and by restoring the Excelsior and preserving that history and creating that community space, because again, it will be a community space, we will solve some of the problems and be a catalyst on Betty's Ford Road, which is a community of resilience, a community of hope, but give them that back and bring people that used to live in the great neighborhood of Booker T. Washington Heights, get them to come home and reinvest in their community. And I think this could be the first step of making that happen. So far as the history, again, 1944, Jimmy McKee had worked at country clubs throughout Charlotte, and he realized so many deals, so many political ideals, so many just friendships were built at these white country clubs. And he wanted the African-American community to have that same place. So he built the Excelsior in 1944, and instantly, it was a success. It was needed. The space was needed. Civil rights, thoughts, ideals were created in this space. When somebody ran for office, they came to the Excelsior first, and that was white politicians and African-American politicians. In that upper room of the Excelsior, so many concepts, so many ideals, so many things were resolved and created in that room, and we want to bring that back to our community. Dr. Johnson hit on it. Far as the arts, Nat King Cole, Louis Armstrong, James Brown, and so many local artists performed in Excelsior. We plan to bring that back to this cultural center and also touching on the visual arts, also touching on the culinary arts, giving the community giving them, I mean, what is Charlotte? Like 157 people move here every day. We want to show those 157 people the heart, the culture, the arts of this community, and Excelsior could be a space where we do that. As you can see, this is Betty's Ford Road, the corridor. So many things should be there, but so many things have gone. And with Lucille's Kitchen, we had our homecoming this past, 2 Saturdays. We were blessed by Commissioner Lee coming to the homecoming. And that's just one other project we want to do in Betty's Ford Road to incubate entrepreneurs. Oh, excuse me, YTI. You were in the building also. Sorry, Queen. Thank you for supporting us at the homecoming. Sorry about that. All right. As you can see, the site is less than an acre, but so much history, so much energy is just in that 0.84 of an acre. All right. So this is the site. So what's different than what you see currently is we have acquired the back 2 parcels in which we're going to add parking. We're going to have 53 parking spaces on site. Where you see the building right there, we will be replicating the Excelsior. We wanted to save the original building, but we can't. We've had different engineering firms come in and try to give us ideals to save it, but there's no way that we can save it. It's been, through years of disrepair, leaking roofs and everything else. The second floor has fell in on the first floor. We can't save it. So we will be replicating the building in the same space that it's in right now. What we will be adding is a community green space to the right of the building. That will be open during business hours, free of charge. Community members can come sit, relax at the park in a safe space with their families, relax and enjoy the green space. So the picture you see right here is the replication of the building we will be doing. And the first question I always get is, why isn't the awning on the building? The awning was added later. This is a replication of the building in 1952 when Jimmy McKee first added the ballroom to it. And that's what we're doing. We will be adding a second floor with a rooftop terrace. We will be bringing back the upstairs room, which we will call the upper room for private meetings. And Tim, you want to take it from here with the architectural stuff?
I'm not sure there's more to say. We've been working, as was mentioned in Dr. Johnson's remarks, this land and site has been designated a historic landmark. We've been working very actively with the Historic Landmarks Commission's team. Initially, we wanted to preserve the building. I've been hearing tonight just an example of the difficult decisions you guys have to work with every time. You're working with limited resources, with many, 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 many very worthy projects, and sometimes you have to make some difficult choices. It would literally cost millions more to try to salvage this building, and so the decision was made, we can't salvage it. We're going to essentially replicate not only the aesthetic of the architecture, but we're also replicating the institution that is the Excelsior. These additional slides just show different daytime and nighttime views. Probably the biggest difference between the original Excelsior and this is the rooftop patio, which did not exist in the original Excelsior. We want to take advantage of the incredible views of the skyline from there. It would be a travesty not to update this institution with that bonus. But I think the photos basically speak to itself. We have trademarked the name Excelsior and the logo, which is something surprisingly that had not been done beforehand. So we'll be able to reuse the logo and the name as we move forward here.
Excellent. And I will go into the community benefits a little later in the presentation. But our business vision, we are committed to celebrating Black history, Charlotte history, our community's history, Mecklenburg County's history. We will establish a place where for decades to come, the community can come and share ideals, where they can come learn, they can come enjoy, they can come just be themselves. So we're committed to that. And again, the space will have modern juke joint food. We've worked with Chef Greg C. to create the menu. So we'll have second to none food right on Betty's Ford Road. And just the simple things. A lot of people here from District 2. After 6 p.m., you can't find anywhere to sit down and eat on Betty's Ford Road.
That's true.
Think about that. After 6 p.m., you can't sit down and have a meal with your family outside your home. Just that simple thing will make such a big difference on that corridor, and also be able to go there to gather and live and be in that living museum, which will be the Excelsior. And we'll touch on community benefits again. All right, our business plan.
So from a schedule standpoint, you see some guidelines up there: rezoning and parcel combination, pursue historic approvals, design and permitting, et cetera. We are starting all of those processes. We are formally under contract to acquire the site. The historic approvals, actually, from the early discussions with the Landmarks Commission, we thought it might take as much as 12 months to receive those approvals. Now it sounds like those may, because of the replication and we've incorporated a lot of the comments that they've made, and virtually all of the comments that they've made. It looks like we may be able to accelerate that, so that 3Q26 actually could move up quite a bit from there. But design and permitting obviously will take as much as that time, and then site acquisition, commence construction. We're hoping to have this this vertical construction of the new facility, 2027. We'd like to get this thing open as soon as possible. One thing I wanted to mention is I've been working in the city for quite a number of years. I have never seen the collaboration between the city and the county's teams on a project to anywhere near the degree that I've seen it on this project. It was, yeah. It's simply remarkable and heartwarming to see that. Part of it, I think, is the project itself because of the broad range of support for this project. But I just love to see that. And the single biggest complaint the city council folks had is, can't you move any faster? So we're going to move, our goals are fully aligned with that. We're going to move as quickly as we can.
Excuse me, sir. Community engagement, community benefit. Commissioner Leek told me, make sure you refer to this place as a community center, a community resource center, and that's exactly what it will be. We will focus on second chance hiring, giving people a chance to get jobs and learn their way around the kitchen. Excelsior will partner with Lucille's Kitchen, where you can get the training you need to work in that kitchen, and then from there you can go work in other restaurants throughout the city. Also, Lucille's Kitchen will be incubator for entrepreneurs, so if you choose to, after working in Excelsior and learning your way around the kitchen, you can open up your own ghost kitchen, your own food truck right in Lucille's Kitchen at 2300 Betty's Ford Road. And all that training will be free of charge. We are working with the Tuesday morning breakfast forum to move some of those meetings or all those meetings to Excelsior, where we'll give them the space. Wrap it up. We will give them that space free of charge and provide continental breakfast on our dollar for all those meetings. Holiday dinners, we'll be working with Ms. Karina Ivory to create Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners free of charge for the community, in which we will feed anybody that chooses to come and have a meal in dignity with us on Christmas and on Thanksgiving, and provide gifts and so much more for the community. The upper room, the room where so many things happen for this county, will be reopened up, and that space will be available during lunchtime free of charge for any nonprofits or community groups that need to use the space for meetings during lunchtime. Impact and mentoring. Excelsior will also be tied to Mech Investment, which is my nonprofit that does the camps right across the street at Smith. We will be doing programming there monthly where the young men can come over there, especially in the green space, and we will be doing financial literacy. We will be doing just hanging out with the young men, giving them a space where they can come safe, where we'll feed them and we'll pour into them, and community members like yourself can come show them that they love them. Performing arts will be a big part of what we do there. In the green space, we will have performing arts festivals, cultural events, and then, of course, the Excelsior was always known for its live music. Live music will be a big part of what we do, supporting and pushing local live music. I already hit on it, personal finances. We have already had in discussions with 2 banks to do financial literacy classes on site. Community festivals will be a big part of what we do. We will be doing festivals and outdoor activations every week. And then farmers market, we'll be working with Park CDC to provide fresh vegetables, garden stand on the property, and pay what you can vegetables right on the space for healthy eating right on the space. So again, we are not trying to build a nightclub. We are trying to build a community resource. We are trying to make sure the next generation understands the history of who we are in Mecklenburg County. We are trying to provide a resource for political activation, political awareness, and honor the people that came before us. So please, please, please understand, this is so much more than a nightclub. Now the ask, and I'll let Tim take this one.
This is the fun part, right? So the total cost of this development is $8.3 million. There's one tenant, it's the Excelsior, and so it's pretty simple math to say, okay, what's the market rent that a business like this can support? And that's the $57,000 of NOI, net operating income, that you see there. The return on that investment makes no sense for the private sector alone to do. $57,000 divided by $8.3 million is less than a 1% return on investment. The private sector can't bear that. That's one of the reasons the Excelsior Club is still sitting there after being closed for nearly 10 years. So that's what the return on invest number is. What our process has been to date is to talk in parallel to the city and the county and request from each $1.5 million as a contribution towards the viability of this project. The City Council Economic Development Committee has met twice. The second time they voted unanimously 5-0 to move forward and recommend their support. We are going before them next Monday night. The county commissioners, obviously, we're hoping for a positive response tonight. And with those 2 votes, we're on our way to hopefully get a successful closing and make this a real project. As I listened to the earlier speakers, I liked what the PRC said about their number 1 priority is fix what's broken. The Excelsior Club's been broken for 10 years. I think we can adopt that same mantra, help us fix what's broken. When I look at your county priorities in terms of your investments and how you make them, this Excelsior ask resonates on so many of those fronts. And the last thing I would say is equity. I mean, if this isn't part of an equity investment, I don't know what is. So you guys have a difficult job, again, of doling limited resources out to many, many, many worthy projects. We would like to think this is one, and we respectfully ask for your support tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank you for that presentation. I do know, Madam Clerk, we still are at 10 speakers, correct? That want to speak to this. All right. So here's what we'll do. We're going to hear from the speakers. Everyone will get up to 3 minutes. After the speakers, we'll go to the Chair of Economic Development for some comments. We'll take a motion and play it out that way. So I'm going to call the list of speakers. Here's what I'm going to ask everybody to do to expedite things. We have 2 podiums. So whatever side you're on, just go in that order, but you can use either podium. First speaker, Angie Drakeford. Rocky McGregor is second. Nathan Hernandez will be third. Shedrick Matthews will be fourth. And if you're on the same side, you can stay on that same side and just go right after the person. So Angie Drakeford, Rocky McGregor, Nathan Hernandez, Shedrick Matthews. And everyone will have up to 3 minutes. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. Yes, ma'am, on you.
I'll take 2. Good evening to my community, distinguished commissioners, and to my District 2 representative and soror, Vilma Leak. My name is Angie Drakeford. I stand here today as a mom of 3 amazing children, a state director of Parent Child Plus, and most importantly, a lifelong West Side resident, born and raised, bred and fed. My mother toured tickets at the Grand Theater, worked at the Veterans Grill and at the Busy Bee. My father grew up on Solomon Street, graduated from West Charlotte, founded the Veterans Grill, the Busy Bee, and the Busy Bee Carryout. And I grew up off of Trade Street, worshiped at Greater Gethsemane AME Zion Church under the guidance of Bishop George E. Battle Jr., and attended Lincoln Heights Daycare and Our Lady of Consolation Catholic School. Even today, I'm still right here on the West Side in the community of Linda Vista. One of my father's best friends, Jimmy McKee, Uncle Jimmy to me, founded the historic Excelsior Club. It holds a special place in my heart. Over the past few years, it pains me to drive on Batesford Road between Johnson C. Smith, yes, by the old Stinson gas station for those that remember, and Oakline Avenue, as I know the history that is being ignored and disrespected. I want to give my full support to Sean Kennedy and the historic Excelsior Club Revitalization Project. Sean has been actively working in this community long before this project, as my own 2 sons attended his annual Impact Camp for Youth for years until they now are counselors. This project needs not only physical work, but respect and dignity for the history that the location holds. And I believe Sean is just that person to provide all of these aspects. I wish Uncle Jimmy and my daddy Bubba were here to see this young man in action in our community. Sean, I pray you're able to move forward and you have my full endorsement. And please, make my Uncle Jimmy proud. Thank you.
Rocky, you can go when you're ready.
Greetings. I bring greetings to the county commissioners and county manager. My name is Rocky McGregor. I am honored to stand before you all and share that the Excelsior was a place to connect. It wasn't just a place to gather. It was a place to encourage and uplift, to inform and to inspire, to remind one another that we were more than the titles we carried and greater than the limits that the world placed upon us. It was a place where laughter was liberation and where the sound of connection in the room was like a bass line you could feel before you heard it. The Excelsior was a pulse, a rhythm that kept our people in step. When the world outside tried to break our stride, it was where strategy met soul, where conversation turned into movements, and where belonging wasn't borrowed, but it was built. During my time, it was a place where Daryl, who's in the audience, poured libations in the evening, but was up early Friday morning because he knew the head of his department played no games. I want to say that not only am I proud of what Brother Sean Kennedy is done and the work that he's put in to development, but I'm not going to allow himself to belittle him or Tim as developers. He's not a developer, he's a person of devotion, of dedication, of discipline, as do as I do. That's the Sean Kennedy that I know. And I want to say that the investment in this rebirth, let us do more than fund the walls. Let's fund the rhythm that made this city move. Because the Excelsior is rising again and will once more be that pulse. Lastly, as we talk about excellence, just across the street, I'm sure there are members of the county commissioner that remember Dr. Rand Jr., and his office was just across the street. That is my wife's uncle, and I can tell you that Big M would be very proud of what's happening right now as a result of what we're going to do here with the Excelsior. Thank you.
Thank you. We've got Nathan Hernandez, Cedric Matthews. We'll have Reverend Corinne Mack and Ms. Dolores Sabawale.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Nathan Hernandez, and I'm here tonight on behalf of the Historic Washington Heights Neighborhood Association to address our full support of the Excelsior Club redevelopment plan, as presented by Sean Kennedy and Crossland Southeast. As a resident of the Betty's Ford corridor and supporter of the Corridors of Opportunity program, I see every day what our community still needs. Better sidewalks, real maintenance of those sidewalks, shaded bus stops, more trees and community spaces, and yes, local food options that are actually good for us. This project may not solve every one of those needs, but it's definitely a solid step in addressing the ones that really matter. For close to a century, the Excelsior Club was a beacon, a symbol of the neighborhood and who we were. It was culture, pride, and progress all under one roof. Its floors remembered the sound of live jazz, community meetings, and people coming together to shape something better for the city. And for too long, we've watched that light dim. But this redevelopment plan gives us a chance to bring it back, not as a relic, but as something that works for today. The plan creates a space for community, for business growth, for neighborhoods to learn new skills and to work close to home. It restores one of the strongest symbols of Black achievement in Charlotte, right here in Washington Heights. This is a modest public investment for a project that can give us something we haven't had in years. Pride every time we drive down Betty's Ford. It's a chance to replace what's broken with something beautiful, to make this corridor not just historic, but thriving again. Thank you for your time, and thank you for believing in what Betty's Ford could be.
Thank you, Mecklenburg County Board of Commissioners, Chair Jarrell, Vice Chair Altman, County Manager Bryant, and staff. Picture with me a beautiful fall day around 6 p.m. You've just left a great community-focused restaurant with a phenomenal food and drinks. You're with some of your favorite people, and you've all had a great time. Not wanting the day to end, you all walk a bit down the street to a nice ice cream shop, and then over to a flower shop for a takeaway gift for your home. Now, through that exercise, you may have pictured yourself in Uptown, South End, downtown Matthews, or Birkdale Village. But you are actually right down the street on historic Betty's Ford Road in the West End, one of the most underappreciated and underinvested walkable communities in all of Mecklenburg County. Today, that flower shop already exists in Stroud's Florist, but the ice cream shop and the restaurant where you started your night do not, the reimagined Excelsior Club. Right now, what stands where this potential catalyst for new opportunities could rise in heights, the Excelsior Club sits as the front door and the crown jewel of our neighborhood and community. Its impact on the look, feel, and effective use of our area cannot be overstated. Founded in 1944 by Jimmy McKee, it remains one of the most important locations in all of Mecklenburg County, serving as a cultural centerpiece of the area. The strategic leadership with a clear vision and community support is before you today in Sean Kennedy. He has brought impactful and proven partners in Crossland Southeast. Tonight, you can begin to reverse and heal some of the decades of failed financial backing. The Washington Heights community has reviewed and fully supports Mr. Kennedy's plan for the Excelsior Club. We ask that you do the same through a yes vote and subsequent financial support. I look forward to the impact this investment will have, and I look forward to seeing you all at the reimagined Excelsior Club. I also have a letter from our board that was signed that I'd like to put on file as well.
Sure, you can give that to the clerk, and we'll get that. Thank you.
Mac.
Greetings, Manager Bryant, Chairman Jarrell, and all of the distinguished county commissioners. I'm Reverend Corinne Mack, the president of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg NAACP, and I am grateful to have an opportunity to come before you. I moved here in 2006 and truly felt out of sorts. Wasn't used to the South, but I can tell you that 2 months after being here, I ran into this wonderful human being, Malachi Green, and the wonderful, awesome attorney Ferguson, who invited me to the Excelsior Club. Now, when I heard club, I'm like, I don't go to clubs. I don't drink. But they said, no, come on out. They have Croaker. I said, I'll be there. And I came, and it was such a beautiful night, so full of love, and made me feel at home. The point is, I probably never would have met folks like Smudgy, because I met Smudgy that night, and so many other wonderful people, and began to get engaged in the Charlotte area because I understood that not only was I needed, but there were others who understood our purpose. I come before you to talk about a wonderful human being that I met, and that person is Sean Kennedy. I believe him to be a visionary. This concept is something that we absolutely need, because for me, when I came here, I did not feel safe. And as we stand here today, we know that there is misinformation, there is continual mis-narratives and wrong narratives about how unsafe the Mecklenburg area is. But the fact is, Excelsior Club was a place where I felt safe. I believe it to be like a lighthouse, where all residents of Mecklenburg can feel safe. Not only safe to be themselves, but safe understanding that folks who are in the confine of that building care about them. Not only love them, but care about them. Love is an action word, and Sean Kennedy has proven over again how he loves this community, and we love him too. And so I am proud to commit, as the president of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg NAACP and the first vice president of the state NAACP, to work alongside him to ensure that the Excelsior Center is all that he envisions to be. God bless you.
Thank you. After Ms. Dolores, it will be Jay Ferguson, Ken Kuntz, Taj Ferguson, and Sean Langley.
Good evening to the chair, vice chair, and all the commissioners. My name is Dolores Shubawali.
So, you know I always put you. I'm sorry about that.
I'm a proud native of Charlotte, North Carolina, born and raised in the Greenville area. I graduated from Our Lady of Consolation Catholic School, that was elementary at the time, along with Wandra McKee, who was the niece of Jimmy McKee, and we later both graduated from West Charlotte High School, True Lion, yay. Growing up here, I saw how Black businesses strengthen our community, feeding the hungry, supporting families, and opening doors for others. That spirit was embodied by Jimmy McKee, and the legacy of the Excelsior Club. The Excelsior was far more than a social venue. It was a cultural, political, and community cornerstone. It gave artists a platform, connected leaders with people, and fostered opportunities. Through their work, the McKee family supported Johnson C. Smith University. They gave fund scholarships, sponsored youth at the YMCA, and even established a daycare center and kindergarten, all made possible through the Excelsior Club outreach. Today, we celebrate its rebirth. We are not just restoring a building, we are reviving legacy. The Excelsior belongs to the people. It is a living part of our history and a foundation of the future growth, jobs, and opportunity in the community. Thank you for your time, and thank you for supporting the visionary team and help bring a new life to a landmark that has given so much to Charlotte. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dolores. I apologize again. Jay, whenever you're ready.
Good evening. I'm Jay Ferguson, West Charlotte High School class of 1988. Some of my fondest memories, not really growing up, when I was in college, were trying to sneak into the Excelsior Club with one of my childhood buddies, even though we were way too young. My brother will tell you that normally I'm not a snitch, but for anybody that's interested, that childhood buddy, I believe, went on to become the United States Secretary of Transportation. Now, this was all long before our daddy became one of the many powerful owners of this club. But I can tell you that, as Brother Sean mentioned, he had our daddy's blessing then, and he has it now. If our daddy was still here, he would be standing in front of you tonight and urging you to make this happen. But I'm going to go a step further. And Commissioner Griffin, you'll appreciate this. I believe that our mama would actually be here tonight urging this on us. She never came out to talk about anything, ever. But I believe that she actually would be here. And the reason is, what you have in front of you tonight is a project that is inspired, that's a brainchild of somebody very special. It takes more than business acumen to push a project like this. It takes more than financial resources. You have to have a heart for the community and for the people. So I'll just end by saying that's the opportunity that we have to have a visionary and a leader like that to lead this project and to provide a catalyst for everything that's to come on the Beatties-Ford Road corridor. Thank you.
It'll be Ken Kuntz, Taj Ferguson, and Sean Langley.
The first thing I'm going to say to y'all is, you know the rule. What you see here and hear here
stays here.
Stays here. So some of these stories are okay, but you know the rules. Good evening. It will be 41 years ago next month that my then business partner and I closed on the purchase of the Excelsior Club. Our mutual mission was to preserve it as a major and valued social and entertainment spot. We achieved that goal as it was revived, though its founder and sole operator was bowing out because of age and declining health. But I took our purchase much more deeply and personal because, in part of the McKee and Club legacy, but especially because of the close relationship that my family had experienced and enjoyed with Jimmy and his wife, Minnie. I had uncles who played there and an older sister who played bass fiddle for her high school band director combo that often also played there. And then we were all members of First Baptist Church on South Church Street. Knowing long and storied history of the Excelsior Club, I pledged to Jimmy that I would work to secure historic designation, a feat accompli as Jimmy lay on his deathbed. My mission ultimately completed, I moved on. Unfortunately, the club I had known failed. But thanks to the sincere, totally honest, and unabashed vision and will of Sean Kennedy, local and focused, the historic Excelsior Club reflects a rise from the ashes. And like others who make great investments in our beloved, thriving, and growing city and the county, Sean's venture is also deserving of the kind of public-private partnership that adds new jewels to our crown, just as we've done for others. To that end, I encourage and hope you commissioners agree and honor his request. But I'd also like to offer this little side note, since we've got a big deal coming up about some transit. Did you know that the city's original streetcar ended at the front door of the Excelsior Club? I remember covering the stories when they dug up the rails that had ended at the Excelsior Club. So now,
Mr.
travel-oriented development.
How much longer do you
10
have?
seconds.
I'm sorry.
Travel-oriented development.
How much longer do you have? Your time is up. How much longer do you have?
10 seconds.
Okay, there you go.
Top of the travel-oriented development zoning will be ideal, as the newly planned expansion could again stop at the historic Excelsior Club. And that becomes a winner for everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you to the board for allowing me this opportunity to speak about my experience at the Excelsior Club and my family's experience there, and to express support for Sean Kennedy and his partners and their vision for the rebirth. My father and my family operated the Excelsior Club for 10 years. During that time, I was able to absorb the history and the aura of the club from the inside. I don't mean that the club was haunted. I mean that you could feel the warm spirits of welcoming many people into the club as a community center. It was a social institution for entertainment, politics, and progress, and fish plates. A place where prominent elected officials would shake hands and hug and have conversations with teachers, with entrepreneurs, with everyone in the community. There was a saying at the Excelsior Club that said, check your ego and your title at the door. We were there for everybody. The rebirth of the club would be very valuable to this city, which finds itself in need of preserving history in a rapidly changing environment. Going into the west side of the city, up Trade Street to Beatties Ford Road, you have very important, historically black institutions. You've got Johnson C. Smith. You've got Mechanics and Farmers Bank. On up you got West Charlotte High School. In the middle of that, you had the Excelsior Club. These were institutions that welcomed people to the west side of the Queen City. And we would like to maintain that. So I would like to thank Sean and his partners for their vision and their plan for maintaining the community center piece of the Excelsior Club. And as my brother told you earlier, if my father was still here, he would be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And Sean Langley is our final speaker.
Evening, County Commissioners. My name is Sean Langley. I'm the president of McCrory Heights Neighborhood Association. I also happen to live 2 doors down from the former home of Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy and Winnie McKee. I often contemplate on the life that they lived and revel at their accomplishments. I think about what the Excelsior's Club has meant to countless residents that call Charlotte home. I think about the legendary musical icons that graced the stage. I think about how the Excelsior Club became the center stage for social and political life here in Charlotte. Although I only stepped foot in the original Excelsior's Club a few times, I have fond memories of this historical landmark. I experienced the Dirty 30 Thursdays and was present when the Excelsior Club hosted a watch party on November 4, 2008 for the election of Barack Obama. But this space was bigger than me. This was a space where ideas were formulated, people organized, musical selections were heard, laughter echoed throughout the building. This was a safe haven for Black residents and the community in which I live. This is for the Reginald Hawkins, the Thomas White, the Jack Bray Boys, the Elizabeth Dargans, the Elizabeth Randolphs, the Garfield and Eileen Connors, and countless others. On behalf of my neighborhood, my ask is that the County Commissioner generously support the redevelopment of this historical site. Mr. Sean Kennedy's proposed plans pay homage to the original design, as it includes a meeting space, a restaurant, a rooftop patio with skyline views, and a speakeasy. But he didn't stop there, he even included green space. Moreover, he has met with community leaders and he's taken the feedback and has the community's best interests at heart. As I close, please revive a space where Black Charlotteans once celebrated culture and engaged in civic dialogue. It is needed now more than ever. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all for your comments. This is the way that we'll move forward with this item. First thing that we're going to do is hear from the chair of our Economic Development Committee. We'll hear from comments because I know colleagues and commissioners want to offer comments, and then we'll take a motion and carry that motion. So I'll turn to the chair of Economic Development to give us an update from the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm struggling a little bit. I'm just going to be completely honest. I'm struggling a little bit because this only came before our committee one time, and I'm not sure if Dr. Johnson want to come up and speak to this, but you know, we sort of, it wasn't a unanimous support in that meeting, which was actually a very rushed meeting where we didn't really get to have a whole lot of time to delve into the details. And my recollection of the meeting is that at the time, you know, I know I, for one, asked for, you know, some feedback and I had some questions, and I said, I'm welcoming the folks in the room who were there. There was many people in the room, and I know there was press, and I said, you know, reach out to me, write to me, help me get there, help me understand. Like, I love the concept, but the few things I'm struggling with are, you know, it doesn't sound like this is a nonprofit, and it's not the way it's set up. I'm kind of uneasy about that unless I'm incorrect on that. My understanding is that it would not be a nonprofit foundation. And that I do have a unreadiness about the really, really slim return on investment. And so what happens if it struggles to survive? I'm concerned about, putting county dollars into something that might struggle to survive. So I really needed some help, to understand how we can bridge that. So I feel unready, Mr. Chairman, personally, to offer a motion. I do have more questions about it that,
Commissioner, what the ask is at this point is not for you to offer a motion.
Okay.
Can you inform us what the recommendation, if any, came out of the committee?
3 out of 4 committee members indicated support.
Okay.
But we didn't take a vote. It was, I thought it was the first presentation of, usually we do things, something like this multiple times, and we never had a follow-up to it.
But it sounds like there was some indication of at least 75% of the members that wanted to support it. So for the public, 3 of the 4, we have 4 persons on that committee. So there were 3 that wanted to support, and those committee members are who? Commissioner Rodriguez-McDowell?
Yeah, so it's Commissioner Griffin, Commissioner Altman, and Commissioner Dunlap, and myself.
Okay. And so I'm assuming Commissioner Griffin, Altman, and Dunlap are supporters.
They indicated support for it, yeah. But like I said, we didn't vote, so.
Okay. All right, so we understand what happened in committee at this point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take comments from commissioners at this time. And what we're going to do, we're going to start with the District 2 representative first. Madam Clerk, it's going to be 3 minutes. I know this is a conversation that can go on all night. We want to be respectful of the people that are here because they've spoken so eloquently. They've been waiting, and so we need to make our points concise, within the time limit, and move forward to carry a motion. I'm going to start with Commissioner Leek.
Let me first say thank you to the persons who came and spoke this afternoon, and I'm honored to represent you as your district representative of District 2. Will the wife of Mr. Kennedy please stand? He hadn't done this by himself. Nobody said a word about him being a family man. He's a family man. He loves his family, his children, and the rest of his family, whom he has spent years with. As your representative, I have not taken a vote, and I wish that we would not take one at this time. But I'm going to say to you that I remember when we moved to Charlotte in 1964 at Little Rock AME Zion Church. That was before Jimmy McKee. So, well, maybe it was before he, but it came later. I think of a Jim Richardson. I think of a George Leak. I think of a Reverend Coleman Carey. I think of friends who came to the Excelsior as visitors in this community, not as a juke joint, not as a liquor house, not as a place where people came to play cards, but that was where people came and fellowship and enjoyed themselves back then. A Jim Polk, a Malachi Green, and Smith Turner. Those were persons who had status within the confines of this community. But as I sat here and I listened, I began to look at the walls. The ancestors are looking. The ancestors have listened to what you've said tonight. And I pray that from the depths of your heart, that if we decide to go this route, that you will support it, not with lip service, but with money, supporting by verbally speaking about it. Now is the time to not to do all of this lavish speaking, but to talk about what you would help him do to make it happen. It's not for him personally, but it's for the community. If we decide to do it, it's for the community. Bob Walton, others who were here during that time. And I see a young man whose hair's gray, but he remembers it also. And I'm sure he'll stand later. But I want to say to the senior citizens, those of us who you remember Jimmy, he was a giving brother. He was a soul brother, as we call him. So my thing to you, Mr. Kennedy, is coming home, a welcoming back of the community that has known Beattisford Road for years as the heart of the black, did you hear what I said? Of the black community. Some of you are afraid to say that. Some of you have criticized me for saying it and talking about it. But I've always said it because I'm black and I love it and I'm proud of it. The next thing I want to say, money is not available. What will we get from the results of what is poured into it will depend upon you and you and you and you who sit here. We will make the difference. If there's money to be paid, how will we get results of some of those funds back from the success of this facility? I'm not saying it can't be successful, and I'm not saying that it can be. All I'm saying that if we don't support it, it will not be successful.
Thank you,
So I say to you, come on home. Let's have a wonderful homecoming. And God bless you. And thank you for being here tonight. My 3 minutes up, I got a second.
Yes, ma'am. Your 3 minutes are up.
Way up, I
Let me
guess.
go to Commissioner Townsend Ingram. Committee members, I'm coming to you guys last. Commissioner Townsend Ingram.
I want to say that I am extremely inspired by everybody in the community who came here. I echo and I second everything that has been stated about developer Sean Kennedy, his wife as well, and Mr. Cinema. I am not on the committee, but I have sat in just about every meeting. I will say this, and this is not to brag or boast. I have a BS in Business Administration and MBA, and I am ABD to get a doctorate in Business Administration. And I think that this is a sound business project. And I'm saying so, and I told Mr. Cinema this during one of the meetings, that I wish that there was a way to quantify return on investment on hope. When you add what is going to be added to the Excelsior, watch and see crime is reduced. People don't want to lay trash in an area that they respect. I'm a CMS teacher. Kids will be able to understand their history and they'll have pride in that. Sometimes you're not able to communicate to someone, to give them the empathy that they need to see the return on investment that this will have in more than just dollars and cents. But just as Commissioner Leek said, if we pour into it, the investment will return to us. I'm confident in that. So if I had to take a vote on it today.
Sorry. Excuse me. Let me go with Commissioner Powell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First thing, I want to thank every person that spoke, every person that came. The vision of what you're talking about is very positive, and so there's so much goodness. But I have to, I'm struggling. I have to wonder why these foundations didn't step up.
I agree.
You know, why is it that, and it happens all the time, you know, people keep coming to government saying we want a private-public partnership, and we have corporations that want tax incentives, and they say they're partners, and they're only partners when they want money. And so I'm just wondering, I'm always wondering, you can Google it, I'm always questioning things. Why didn't the foundations step up to match? You know, why is it only $5.3 million that you have and that you have to come to government for this funding? And so I really need to understand why the public investment is necessary, and I'm troubled by it. I'm troubled by it happening over and over again, because this is a great idea. And so, they should be tripping over themselves to help fund it. I have a question for staff. where, like, you know, it says on this motion that it's coming from fund balance. I need to know exactly where it would be coming from, this 1.5 million. And I don't know if you want to speak to that now, but I am struggling on why foundations didn't step up.
Dr. Johnson, do you want to speak to that?
I'm happy to speak to that.
Thank you, Mr. Manager.
In response to Commissioner Powell's question regarding the source of funding, you all may recall that we are earning interest from our American Rescue Plan Act funding, and we have currently over $3 million, and we're continuing to earn interest on those funds because we still have capital projects that results in us having cash on hands. That interest earned, there's no restrictions in terms of how we utilize that. So that's where the funding source is coming from.
So when we make the motion, do we, you know, if somebody makes a motion, do they say it comes from the ARPA interest? You know,
Yeah, well, it's technical, but the funding that we're receiving is posted to fund balance. But this is not an additional drawdown, as you may think about fund balance. This is solely coming from the ARPA interest funds. But the way that we are accounting for it financially is it's posting the fund balance. So that's why you have that specific language in terms of the RFBA. But the source is the ARPA interest.
and that doesn't need to be in the motion.
Yeah, you need to make a motion to, yes.
I'm going to read the
You
motion.
have the-
I
he has
have
the
the
motion.
exact.
I just wondered, thank you.
No, that's fair, Commissioner. I have the exact language of the motion, but and the motion does not reference ARPA, but to the manager's point.
Oh, correction, it is. Well, not in the motion, however, in the language, in the RFBA, if you look at the context, towards the bottom of that RFBA, you will see that it specifically references that the source is the interest earned from the ARPA funding.
So just to clarify, though, the motion that is going to be read does not say ARPA. So I'm just trying to answer your question so that
appreciate
we're
it.
making
That's right.
sure.
I appreciate it.
And to bridge that gap between what you're saying, Mr. Manager.
We added that context.
Yes.
In the write-up, in the background section of the RFBA that specifies exactly what the source of funding is.
Gotcha. Thank you. Does that help, Commissioner Powell?
It answers my question.
Thank you. Commissioner Meyer.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming out and speaking from your heart. Mr. Kennedy, thank you for what you do for your community. And the words you spoke, it's like a community resource center, equity investments. You're preaching to the choir here. And those are the words that we want to hear. And I want to vote on this. I really want to vote on this, but I struggle as well. We just passed a budget that cut nonprofits, pages and pages of nonprofits. We cut crisis assistance, we cut Prospera, Roof Above, Freedom Fighting Missionaries, countless more, communities and schools. We cut all of these programs because we didn't have the money. And so it's really, I find it very, very difficult to approve money for a community center that's not a nonprofit. It's privately owned, and it just doesn't sit well with me, and I need more information. I need to meet with community members. That's what we do, and that's how I get information. It's really important to me I would love to sit down with Mr. Kennedy and have coffee. I wish we would have done it before now. I didn't really know this was even coming to us until I got the agenda. It wasn't part of anything that, at least I've been told. I need more information, and I personally need more time. I know some of my colleagues have said similar. There are 4 of us now that would be comfortable with that. I'm not saying no, because I want to vote for this, because I know how important this is. I just need more time, and I need more information. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me go to Commissioner Altman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am so moved and touched by all the people who have come here tonight to speak from the heart. I can't remember the last time I've heard community members speak with such joy and heart about something that can bring so much to the community. All due respect, I can't imagine what further testimony you could hope to hear than what we heard tonight. I can't imagine. There are times when one can feel like one is going to talk oneself blue in the face because you really said all that can be said. And if that isn't enough, if this isn't enough, I just can't imagine what else you could say. I will not attempt to reproduce the level of poetry Rocky McGregor, I think, has left, but everybody. But to evoke the level of history and meaningfulness and uniqueness of this particular site and this part of the county to so many, I can tell you it will be my pride to share with the whole county why I will be raising my hand yes. In addition to the unique and special nature that means so much to so many, the community benefits to the community that have been set forth in a document and at the podium and from Dr. Johnson more than crosses the threshold also, and is very much in line with other similar investments that had far less emotional impact to so many. The potential for revitalization, for workforce development, which is something that I care deeply about, this board cares deeply about, the ability to catalyze economic development and bring the prosperity to this part of the county that we've seen bloom elsewhere, but so painfully has not happened here. And finally, before I run out of time, to have not a developer, but a visionary who is willing, who has brought so many community members and inspired them, tells me all I need to know. Thank you.
Commissioner Dunlap, then Commissioner Griffin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You know, I'll be honest with y'all. I couldn't wait till the time that I had Ken Kuntz in front of everybody so I could say to him, Ken, you wouldn't give me a membership. So I have a long history of the Excelsior with Jimmy McKee and Phil Hatchett, Ken Kuntz and Pete Cunningham and James Ferguson. James Ferguson, owner, but Taj actually ran the place. You know, I spent a lot of time up there. I spent Tuesday night eating fish, playing cards, Thursdays for Dirty 30 Thursday, and Friday at the King and Queen. So when I was young, as they say, I was getting it in. What I want to make clear about this project is that it is an economic development project.
Yes.
Nothing more, nothing less. This board votes for economic development projects all across this community. They are projects that generate revenue so that we can pay for the things that are important to Mecklenburg County. This project is no less. And so I've had a number of times to support the Excelsior Club. Some of those times didn't pan out. The guy from California, it didn't work out. But I believe for the first time in a long time that we have somebody who is committed, somebody who is from this community, somebody who understands the benefit to this community. I want people to be able to dine on Beatties Ford Road like they dine in Valentine. So I don't have to speak a long time about this. There's no question about this. I've supported it for a number of times. My support has not wavered, and so I want to support economic development on Beatties Ford Road, just as I have all of the other places I've supported economic development.
Commissioner Griffin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Story out of the Bible. You probably heard about baby Moses. They put him in the River Nile so that he could escape death from the pharaohs that was trying to kill all the Hebrew babies. I don't know, for some of y'all know, 1948, I was born right here. We used to call Beatties Ford Road the River Nile. And what this represents is saving River Nile by creating this baby called Excelsior Cub, rebirth. I knew Jimmy, I knew many. Jimmy was one of the catalysts for the 100 Black Men at Johnson C. Smith. The Excelsior was an events place. It wasn't a club per se, but it used club because of Myers Park Country Club, Carmel Country Club. And so a lot of African Americans would have their wedding receptions at this club. Fred Alexander, the leaders back in the late 50s and 60s came out of this club, which he's the first African American to serve on the city council. The River Nile was great. Starting at Oaklawn, you had Pride Sundays, you had Queen City Sundays, and then you had Delbrook Sundays. You had 3 drugstores from Oaklawn to 85. On the corner of LaSalle and Beatties Ford Road, you had a Harris Teeter. So what I see this as a catalyst for bringing back the River Nile. That's going to really create the kind of community that existed there when I was growing up. For some of you, Rocky said something about Dr. Rand's house. My wife lived in the house before Dr. Rand got there. She had a 16th birthday party at the Excelsior. So the Excelsior wasn't just a place, it was an institution in our community growing up here in Mecklenburg County. And cat corner from the Excelsior is Chicken and Rib, 2 Green Book restaurants. We're bringing back the second one, Chicken and Rib still there. In terms of African American history, with that building sitting there, you'll be able to share with youngsters, black and white, because that place is not just for Beatties Ford Road. It's for all of Charlotte. I got 14 seconds, but I could give you a lifetime of stories about that building up there and what Jimmy McKee and many did for all of Charlotte. I mean all of Charlotte, to include black and white Charlotte. So thank you for your presentation. I support it.
Before I make my comments, let me just tell my colleagues, we're not going to go a second round. After I make these comments, I'm going to give you the language on the motion, and we're going to vote it up or we're going to vote it down. So I want to thank my colleagues for their comments. I want to thank them for being honest about where they stand. I have to tell you that from a life experience and from a cultural experience, I draw a different conclusion than some of my colleagues. And I know that my life and my cultural background probably have caused that. And I don't make any apologies for that. I look at this, as Commissioner Dunlap said, as an economic development deal. At the beginning of this meeting, I referenced our board priorities, and economic development is one of those priorities. I will tell you this, that for me, this is bigger than Beatties Ford Road. There are communities within Mecklenburg County that have been underinvested in for generations. People are screaming for investment, and we can't get anybody to go into those communities. On the east, from the east to the west, north and south. And what good is it for me to sit in this seat if I don't use the lens that I have and my experience and think about the people that put me in this seat to make a change, to change outcomes, to change quality of life, to stand up, to do things that, yes, has not been done in the past. That's exactly why I'm here. Not here to maintain the status quo. I'm here to be the but for. But for us sitting in this seat, there would be no change. But for us being here, there would not be an opportunity for a Sean Kennedy. We've got to change the way we think.
Yes.
Government is supposed to step in when others won't step in. That's what we do. You don't get an ROI from government in the same way that you do in the private sector. But there's a different ROI that I'm looking at. I'm looking at an ROI on quality of life. I'm looking at an ROI in a completely different way when somebody drives past a corner and they don't see blight, but they see opportunity. And so I certainly respect where everyone is coming from, and we make tough decisions and are forced to make tough decisions, but this is not a tough decision for me at all. Not for me. It's not even close for me. And so I want to thank all the speakers for being here. Sean, you know I respect you, and I appreciate you. Tim, certainly appreciate you leaning in because you don't have to do it. But we have to do it. And at this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this motion, and we're going to vote it up or vote it down.
Chairman Jarrell, before you read that, I did ask our attorney to create some language that would account for the ARPA interest. I'm going to have him read that for your consideration.
Okay.
If you want that to be the motion for this item.
Can we hear the language that you want to add, Mr. Attorney?
From what I've heard from the board, Mr. Chair, I can suggest that perhaps you amend item 2 to authorize the county manager to negotiate and execute an agreement with Kennedy Property Development and Crossland Southeast or a to-be-formed related entity in the amount of not to exceed $1.5 million to be allocated from the interest earned on unspent ARPA funds for the redevelopment, preservation, restoration, or replication of the historic Excelsior Club.
Mr. Chair, I offer that motion.
I second.
All right, so let me ask you this, Mr. Attorney, because we have a part 1 and part 2. If I just read the part 1, can I take that as the
You got to
entire
vote
motion?
on that amended, because they've moved.
Okay, so we need to vote on the amended
that.
first and then go back to part 1. So thank you. So Commissioner Dunlap has made that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any unreadiness on the motion?
I want to add my second to it.
Okay, it's seconded by Commissioner Lee.
So this is the motion to change the motion.
So this is a motion to amend so that it adds in the language that is allocating the interest earned from ARPA. So it specifically spells it out in the motion.
So it's just the language. We're just changing language that we're voting on.
We're adding that language to it. So this is the way, let me just read it. Make sure that I'm reading this right, Mr. Attorney. We're going to amend the language to read as follows. Authorize the county manager to negotiate and execute an agreement with Kennedy Property Development in Crossland Southeast or to be formed related entity in an amount not to exceed $1.5 million to be allocated from interest earned from ARPA funds for the redevelopment, preservation, restoration, or replication of the historic Excelsior Club.
That addresses the concern I heard from some of the board members, particularly Commissioner Powell raised that concern.
Right.
So it doesn't come, even though it's going to fund balance, it's coming from the unspent ARPA fund interest.
So I can see.
Madam Clerk.
So is this
Speak louder so we can hear you.
My mic is cut off. Hello?
Just go ahead and
Okay.
we'll interpret it.
Is this an amendment that you're voting on, or are you voting on the actual?
They're voting to amend item 2, then they got to go back to 1 and
Add
approve
it.
2. So they're just amending 2 now to move it forward, then 1 and 2 would need to be voted on.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
All right, Commissioner Powell, wait, are you understanding
I just
that?
want to make sure, this isn't a vote, this is only a vote for the language, to amend the language of,
For the board action item, this would designate that the funds will come from the interest earned on the ARPA monies, even though it's
This is
going
to
into fund
amend,
balance.
this is just to amend this second part of the motion. We're gonna, if we amend this, we've got to go back and carry the full motion
Right.
to allocate the funding. This is amending the language only. Commissioner Dunlap.
Mr. Chair, it might be simpler in terms of an explanation to say that what we're doing here is adding to the motion that we're going to pass later to ensure I'm just saying, we're going to ensure that the funds come from the
Interest
earned on the
ARPA.
ARPA funds.
But the motion is what?
Hold on one second. So I'm coming to you in 1 second, Commissioner Leak. I'll read it again, but I want to make sure that Commissioner Powell is squared away now. So the motion reads as follows. I'm going to read it one more time, then we're going to carry it, okay? It's to authorize the county manager to negotiate and execute an agreement with Kennedy Property Development in Crosland Southeast or a to-be-formed related entity in an amount not to exceed $1.5 million to be allocated from interest earned from ARPA funds for the redevelopment, preservation, restoration, or replication of the historic Excelsior Club. It's already been moved. It's been seconded. All those in favor, let's see by show of hands.
Just to change the language. Change the language.
it's just
It's only, this is only amending the language. I have to go back to pass it, okay? This is amending the language.
Got it.
All right, so,
Got it.
all right.
I hear you.
So,
It's just making sure that.
all right. So now, the language has been amended.
Thank you.
Got it.
Now, this is going to be the motion. It's two parts to this, so I want everybody to allow me to read part 1 and part 2, because this is voting for us to fund the project, okay? Now, a motion is needed to, number 1, amend the FY 2025-2026 General Fund 0001 Budget Ordinance to appropriate $1.5 million of general fund balance to support the restoration and revitalization of the local historic landmark. Number 2, authorize the county manager to negotiate and execute an agreement with Kennedy Property Development and Crosland Southeast or a to-be-formed related entity in an amount not to exceed $1.5 million to be allocated from interest earned from ARPA funding for the redevelopment, preservation, restoration, or replication of the historic Excelsior Club. Is there such a motion?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
All right. It has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let's see by show of hands. those opposed, let's see by show of hands. That is 7-2, Madam Clerk. Motion carries. All right, thank you, everyone.
We got another one. That's clear to you, right? And that's clear. But here's the thing. It's never clear when they have it like this. Because you can add something and you didn't even.
But not since I've been on board.
No.
We have time to talk about it, talk among us.
Well, and even, but it's neither here nor there anyway. Because you vote for it, but you weren't going to approve the project anyway, so.
We got one more item under his.
Google it. I'm like, I
don't think that there's a way for
Y'all take the party outside.
to
Making it very.
impact and
All right, guys, we still have other items that we've got to take care of.
the projects are voted yes upon without the same level of estimation.
Do I say it before the presentation or after the presentation?
I'm gonna do the above and beyond, because she's
Versus what's
Interest that we didn't even get.
Exactly.
And simply
They had to be an act of Congress to do it.
foundations.
Those are
That's
the
why other
types of,
foundations aren't. I mean, there's a history that you have to appreciate.
Why your system.
I really, truly don't know that in 2 years. Don't let them other foundations don't start. I don't understand either, but we can't base.
Hey, guys, we're gonna need you to take it up for us, please, because we've got other business. Thank you.
Are they hearing us?
Just start going.
But he's just gonna keep having the conversation.
Chairman Jarrell, I'd like to take my next item out of sequence, the Above and Beyond Award, because my employee has to.
Excuse me, everybody. We still have more business.
I don't want to take a break, Commissioner. I want to keep going. Go ahead, Mr. Manager.
Okay, thank you. Before I introduce the recipient for the Above and Beyond Award, I first want to thank those of you that were able to attend Employee Fest last week. It means a lot to our employees when they have an opportunity to fellowship with our board members. I know that some of you had a conflict, some of you were traveling, and I certainly understand that. But again, I just want to thank all of you for your ongoing support for our employees and our events such as Employee Fest. Now, I'm happy to come before you this evening to present an award to a very deserving Mecklenburg County employee who was an inspiration to all of us and the perfect example of a servant leader. As you may recall, the County Manager's Above and Beyond at Work Award is presented quarterly to a team member who has gone the extra mile, the unsung hero among us. All full-time and regular part-time employees of Mecklenburg County, including the Sheriff's Office, are eligible to receive this reward. Award recipients are nominated by their coworkers or managers, which makes the recognition both remarkable and unique. A group of judges comprised of our community partners use the following criteria for the award: job performance, customer service, leadership modeling, reliability, behavior, innovation, and initiative. This quarter's recipient of the Above and Beyond at Work Award is Carolyn Simmons. is our lead HIV linkage to care specialist. Carolyn has a decade of experience dedicated to connecting individuals to HIV medical care and resources. She plays a pivotal role within the HIV STI division of our public health department. She was nominated by her supervisor, Jonathan Wilson, who shared, "Carolyn is a rock star who has surpassed all her targets and taken on additional roles, showcasing her remarkable capabilities and unwavering dedication to her work, the team, and the department." Her background, rooted in compassionate, patient advocacy, allows her to excel at building trusting relationships and navigating complex healthcare systems for our most vulnerable populations. Carolyn works tirelessly to re-engage clients who are newly diagnosed and have fallen out of care, developing personalized plans that address not only medical needs, but also social and emotional barriers. Some of Carolyn's key accomplishments include playing a hands-on role in the development and enhancement of the linkage to care referral process, enhancing the program's reach, efficiency, and client-centered outcomes. She collaborated with clinics to streamline the transfer process for patients, ensuring they were properly connected to medical centers with earlier appointment dates. This initiative significantly reduced waiting times for patients and improved the overall access to medical care. In addition, Carolyn also helped to secure funding to provide transportation assistance to clients who face challenges in getting to their medical appointments. As a leader and advocate, Carolyn ensures that Mecklenburg County's HIV public health response remains client-centered, culturally competent, and rooted in evidence-based practices. Her work is guided by the philosophy that real human connection is the most powerful tool we have in healthcare. Carolyn prides herself as a bridge builder, connecting individuals to supportive and stable networks of care. Carolyn has shown time and time again her commitment and dedication to our community as well as to the Mecklenburg County team. In our organization of over 6,400 employees, team members like this should be celebrated. And as county manager, I am proud to know about Carolyn and to bring her work to the board's and the community's attention. At this time, I ask you to join me in congratulating Carolyn Simmons on being this quarter's Above and Beyond at Work recipient. I also ask that her supervisor, Jonathan Wilson, join us as I present the award to Carolyn. This is the award. It's small but very heavy, trust me. It's really nice. And it reads, 2025 Above and Beyond at Work Award, Carolyn Simmons, Public Health. And then also she will, thank you, be presented with this certificate as well. Come now, and also she's going to take pictures with you all. I'd like for the Public Health Department representatives to join me as well. And also I want to recognize our HR leadership, Jeanette Freeman, for her support in this project, and Strat Fidos for his help as well.
Y'all are coming over here.
Carolyn, you gotta come. Yep.
Because you always look so
She's gonna come shake
You
everybody's
gotta shake
hand
hands too, right? After. Tell your daughter to come down. Do you want your family or anybody to come down?
to be more colorful.
Yeah, have her come down. Absolutely. Yes.
As they say, everybody, honey. Everybody.
I saw all this earlier.
So she gets this right. Let her go ahead and start on that end and then come around and then get back to
You
the
want to shake
picture.
it? Hey, Carolyn, we're going to get you to shake hands first with everybody. You can start on the end with the attorney.
With the attorney.
We're going to get you to start with the attorney.
There you go.
All right, we'll do it again.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations. Thank you for your work.
Thank you, baby.
Congratulations and thank you for your service.
Great, congratulations. So proud of you. Thank you. What's your daughter's name? Raina. Raina. How are you?
Put your reward in the window in the sun. Rainbows will come all around the room. You have to remember when you see them. They're cute. Thank you. Thank you.
That's lovely. I was voting for money.
Yeah, money and flowers.
That's awesome, man.
Look at little girl.
She's so cute.
Suzette always
Styling the moment.
She always is.
I love it when she comes and fixes
I know,
me.
right?
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. You have to show me a picture.
All right, let's fill in, guys.
Aw.
She's going to be centered on the chair.
Come on in, guys.
Mike has to come in too. Yeah, right there.
Mark, after the serious picture.
Mr. Manager, you got to come in.
Hey, get this
What'd you
tall
say?
man in front
After
of
the
me.
serious picture, we could go.
I know, right? That's it, let's do it. Yeah. Tell you we're doing two.
Got some anchors there. How you go?
You ready, Elaine? I told her we're doing two.
Oh, Kim Scott, move in.
There you go. Right here, guys. Here we go. One more here. Happy day.
We wanted to do a fun one.
I guess we'll do it next one. Congratulations again. Great job.
Thank you. And the third and final item on the agenda is a request for the board to release, get to that. All right. To amend the fiscal year 2024-25 budget ordinance as set forth in the red line document that you have attached to Exhibit A, to authorize the release of $2 million from restricted funding for the Katie Blessing Center upon execution of an agreement with the county for bed space and service capacity for youth in Mecklenburg County.
Now I make a motion. Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion to be recused from voting or participating in this item as I sit on the board of the Katie Blessing Center.
Thank you, Commissioner Meyer. So Commissioner Meyer is asked to be recused.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All right, Commissioner Meyer is recused. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to amend the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget ordinance as set forth in the red line document attached as Exhibit A to authorize release of $2 million from restricted funding for the Katie Blessing Center upon execution of an agreement with the county for bed space and service capacity for youth in Mecklenburg County custody.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness on this item? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
All right, that's one opposed, Madam Clerk. And the motion carries.
That concludes my manager's report.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Manager, and thank you, Commissioners. At this time, what we'll do is I'll entertain a motion to approve those items not pulled from consent.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. We're going to move to consent items now. 25-0533, office space lease, Health and Human Services. Commissioner Leek.
I pulled that for information, so will the health department tell me what building they're talking about leasing, and how much is it gonna cost?
Yeah, the starting lease cost is consistent with the market rate of $29.64 per square foot, which is a total of $2.9 million.
Where is this located?
I'm sorry?
Where is the building located?
The building is located at 10101 David Taylor Drive in Northeast Charlotte for the Health and Human Services Department.
For information, so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next item is 25-0542, budget amendment, Sheriff's Office revenue and expense increase. Commissioner Leek.
Yes, how much more has it increased, and for what purpose? And let me say this, when I ask questions about money pertaining to any department on this board that you may have a relationship with, I have a right to ask these questions. So don't condemn me for doing it. I've seen some of you frown and look the other way, but I'm concerned my constituents hold me accountable. So I want to know.
This increase is due to Elevation Church making a contribution towards the Sheriff's Office Community Engagements Family Empowerment Initiative. Action item is to receive, recognize, and appropriate the contribution given to the Sheriff's Office by the Elevation Church. The budget for the engagement services, which includes commodities, is $61,600.
And it's to be used to do what?
Is to support their community engagement initiatives.
What might they be? Maybe you can tell me later, but so moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Madam Clerk. Next item, 25-0543, comprehensive plan for unincorporated South Mecklenburg, public hearing request. Commissioner Leek.
Which one is that?
This is the comprehensive plan for unincorporated South Mecklenburg,
the-
public hearing request.
Tell me what's going on.
The comprehensive plan for unincorporated South Mecklenburg is a joint effort between the county and the city of Charlotte. The area included in this plan provides future land use guidance for the unincorporated area of South Mecklenburg County. The plan was developed in response to state requirements for providing land use policy in areas outside a municipal jurisdiction. The board received a presentation on this topic during the September 24th Public Policy Workshop.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any unreadiness? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, next item, 25-0550, grant application pollution study funding. Commissioner Leek.
I pulled it. The grant is coming from where and how much?
It's a local foundation. The maximum grant is $45,000, which is a one-time award and will support a new evidence-based curriculum, Mothers and Babies, for CDSA staff and the 2026 Early Intervention Day.
And you said mothers and babies.
Mothers and babies.
And do we select those to the health department or what?
That will be managed by the health department.
By the health department. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any unreadiness? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Next item, 25-0552, permanent greenway easement, McAlpine Creek Greenway. Commissioner Leek.
Yes, help me understand easement.
Yeah, the question that we received is what is going to be the cost to the county? And in response, the county will be acquiring this easement by donation, and there will be no cost associated other than attorney fees.
So moved, Mr. Chairman. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any unreadiness? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those ayes have it. Next one, 25-0553, Greenway easement acquisition, Walker Branch Greenway. Commissioner Leek.
Yes, help me understand what's happening here.
Yeah, Southbridge Homeowners Association came to the county asking if we would like to acquire a permanent greenway easement and an access easement on their HOA-owned property. Park and Rec determined this easement is needed to develop future Walker Branch greenways. We are acquiring the easement for appraised value of $48,000.
Thank you, and I pulled this because HOA has no responsibility, and I don't think the state even controls HOAs. That's why I pulled it. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, Madam Clerk. Next item, 25-0554, grant funding from the American Heart Association for cardiac emergency preparedness. Commissioner Leek.
No question about it, so moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any readiness? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. 25-0557, construction contract, Freedom Park Pond Sediment Removal Project. Commissioner Meyer.
Thank you. This is just for public awareness that they are starting to think about dredging. Is there anything else? Do you have any information that?
I don't have anything else to add to this particular item.
Okay. I just want the community to know that we are moving forward with the Freedom Park dredging, which is extremely important. If you've ever been there, it's kind of scary. So this is really good, and let's just hope we get some bids for the actual dredging.
Sure.
Yes, Commissioner Dunlap.
I haven't moved yet.
Along with that, once they do the dredging, one of the complaints I've had over years is the restocking of these lakes. So is that a part of the dredging?
Yes.
It is.
It will happen.
Okay.
They will, and they're also trying to decide how to save the turtles. So there's a lot going into this. Yeah, they really are. It's been fun learning. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any in readiness? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, let's move to Commissioner reports. I'm going to start with Commissioner Griffin tonight.
Commissioner Griffin has no report.
Commissioner Meyer.
No report.
Commissioner Powell.
I only have one report, and it is, I went to the second night of honor for Medic. County Manager Bryant and Deputy County Manager Derek Ramos. Derek went and on the first night, and I went on the second night. And if you've never been, it's one of the most joyful things ever. So some of the people that have been resuscitated by Medic were there. And then every Medic person that has resuscitated someone got an award, and they called out how many times like each person had resuscitated someone. I mean, some of them were in the 30s, maybe higher. It was, and then there was one man that had been resuscitated twice. And I just remember leaving, like feeling like, wow, you know, they do such amazing work. They never know what they're driving up upon. And I'm so glad that they have the Knights of Honor for them. And I was just really glad to be there. And then they asked me to speak when I was there, which was kind of a surprise, but it came easily because I'm so grateful for them. So the Medic is very thankful to Mecklenburg County for supporting them. Thank you.
Fantastic. Commissioner YTI.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So just wanted to mention that we did have a successful Coffee with Commissioners. I love that project for the PDI department. Thank you so much for continuing to support that project. Those people in Huntersville were just phenomenal, and they did very much so appreciate the the North Regional Recreation Center. And I had both young and old talk about how much of a benefit it was to them in the community, and how it just revitalized so many people. So that was awesome. Me and both Commissioner Griffin were there at that and got wonderful pictures and everything. The second thing, I did have the opportunity, and thank you, Mr. Chair and County Manager Bryant, for approving a trip that exceeded my expectations. Oh my goodness. I attended, the acronym is GAS, which is the Global Africa Summit. It was in DC this year. Next year it will be in Toronto, Canada, and I was so impressed with it that I asked them if it were possible to put in, possibly for them to have it here in Mecklenburg County. But what I thought I knew as a businesswoman, as a person, I felt so very inadequate to, when you get outside and you see other cultures and you put that in perspective, my business acumen and knowledge it was like poof, it just could not compare. So there will be more about what I experienced and what I hope to bring to small businesses here in the budget retreat, and I'm really excited about that. Also wanted to announce that I'm having another town hall November 20th, and details will follow. Thank you.
Fantastic. Commissioner Dunlap.
I was going to give Susan an opportunity to revise her no comment about the festival, the international festival.
Sorry, which festival?
Okay, so Saturday, we went in your stead to the international festival. It was one of the most beautiful sights.
At Our Bridge.
Our Bridge,
Okay.
yeah.
Our Bridge for Kids.
I didn't connect the dots. I did so much.
Our Bridge for Kids. I
But,
I haven't had my turn yet.
Okay, you hadn't had your turn. Well, you'll talk more about it.
Okay.
But I tell you, it was such a beautiful sight, and I made a comment. Probably shouldn't have, but it doesn't matter. But it was nice to know that ICE was not there, because some of everybody was, and it was a beautiful sight.
That's awesome.
What is it for?
Is that it?
That's it.
All right, fantastic. Now, Commissioner
Well,
Rodriguez.
thank you for that segue or that reminder, because I literally, I couldn't even remember where I was on Saturday. So thank you, Commissioner Dunlap, for reminding me of that. Yeah, it was great. It was great seeing a lot of people out celebrating their cultures, and it just was a beautiful atmosphere. So I didn't see any trouble, any fear, but I did, a lot of people stopped me and talked to me about how they feel about what's happening in the community, and especially around ICE and things like that, and just how they felt that things are so different. They feel like things are so different. And so I heard a number of stories like that with folks who stopped me. So, but it was really great to be there. So thank you for the reminder, and that concludes my report.
All right, Commissioner Leek.
And thank you so much. I attended the Writers Church that burned its mortgage. That was Reverend Boyd. And there was so many people that had to sit outside. Everybody could not get inside the facility. And that went on for they had a concert Thursday night. Saturday, they had horseback riding and festivities for the family people. And on Sunday was worship service all day. And burning of the mortgage for that church is 160 years of age. It's the second oldest black church in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County. So it was wonderful to be there, and it was packed to the core. Also, our chair, did I announce about your leading the organization in Kannapolis?
Yes, you
last
did.
week I did.
Yes, ma'am.
They're still talking about it, and thanking you for being there to be a part of that process. They really are.
Commissioner Altman.
No report.
All right. I do have a report. I want to just let the community know that I'll be having community engagement around Park and Rec, or on Park and Rec, and talking about our capital improvement plan and land acquisition, an opportunity for people to meet the manager and our new Park and Rec director, Nick Walker. It'll be at Veterans Park on Thursday.
What time?
6 p.m. 6 p.m. this Thursday, and so.
The police chief is retiring.
Okay, hold on one second, Commissioner. Let me get through my report, and then we'll go there. So I'm having that engagement this Thursday at Veterans Park. It's going to be, I hope everybody comes out. It's going to be a great time. I'm excited about that. The other thing, I want to shout out, we have just amazing team members that are always in the community. I mean, always in the community. And Dr. Washington, you'll appreciate this. When we did the Charlotte Pride Parade this year, I had a chance to meet a lot of team members. There was a young man named Jonathan Wilson. And so this young man, he reached out. I asked team members to send me a little update on, what they're doing, if you have an accomplishment. And he oversees the HIV linkage to care team. It's really important for us as a community. And so this this team ensures that anyone newly diagnosed with HIV or individuals who've fallen out of care are successfully linked back to essential services. So they don't not only connect people to medical care, but also to vital supportive services. They monitor all cases in Mecklenburg County to ensure that everyone is contacted and connected to the appropriate resources. So what he shared about his team was fiscal year 2025, the HIV Linkage to Care program served 874 clients, including both newly diagnosed individuals and those who had fallen out of care. Of those clients, 624, 71%, were successfully linked to medical care.
Excellent.
Which represents an amazing increase. So in FY23, we only served 55 clients. And so, yeah, thank you, Vet. And so out of the total, 282 clients were newly diagnosed. They successfully linked 246 of them to care, an impressive 88%, and by the end of FY25. And they had more clients that were connected even after the fiscal year ended. So wanted to shout this young man out, Jonathan Wilson, Health Program Supervisor over Public Health, HIV STD Division. Just another amazing team member that we have, unsung hero, doesn't get to do this. And so we are his voice and the voice of the entire team. Dr. Washington, thank you for certainly your leadership. Dr. Campbell, thank you for your leadership there as well. And so I wanted to end the meeting on that note. And with that, I think everything has been said. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.